All right, so last week, fortunately, I didn't have a chance to prepare session notes for last week, but I bring us back to the Sword Coast map. Decent amount of stuff happened. Your group traveled into the Nature's Chosen camp. There, you managed to get a message to Silverin Earthwhisper, the leader of the Nature's Chosen, and had a secret meeting with him where Sif and him discussed the sort of nature of things that are going on between the Emerald Enclave and the Nature's Chosen. He kind of gave Sif a quest to go and visit or find Hanali Selenil, the second avatar of Sylvanas, and bring them back to the Cloakwood in order to settle this issue with Cindermoon Heartember. He believes, Silverin believes, that the Emerald Enclave is being tricked by the Cult of the Kraken in order to do these things. Maybe they've been infiltrated in some way, but they are working in some way with this strange cult. And so he gave you guys a mission to go and eventually find Hanali Selenil. Your group then ventured northwards towards Baldur's Gate, where you arrived at the end of our last session. And here, just so you know. Does anybody have anything to add to that? Any details that they think are particularly important that I might have missed?
I believe at the end of last session, Chimera told Domo the exact coordinates for the cave so that the Dreadhide Trident could find it.
Got it. And JR, has Domo sent that information to the Dreadhide Trident, or are they holding on to it for now?
Sorry, I lost connection. What were we just talking about?
Bianca, do you want to repeat what you said?
Oh, yeah. So I told John that at the end of our last session, how Chimera told you the coordinates to the cave for the Dreadhide Trident.
And then my question for you, JR, was, has Domo sent that information along to the Dreadhide Trident, or are they holding on to it for now? You lose connection again?
He just dropped, yeah.
Oh no.
For some reason, I'm not getting pings on Discord. I wonder if I disabled them.
I also didn't hear that.
Hello, JR.
Hello. I'm sorry.
All good.
Something about the cave, right?
Yeah, so basically, Chimera gave Domo the location of the hidden cave that the Dreadhide Trident is looking for. And my question to you is, did you pass that information along, or are you holding on to it for now?
Yeah, I did sending, I think. I let her know, and if, overheard at Nature's Chosen rumors of cave location and
Gotcha.
The location.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. And so your group finds yourselves here. I'm going to do a ready check. And your group is back in Baldur's Gate. The day is the 30th of Alturiac, the last day of Alturiac, and also the last day of winter.
Yeah, you made
will
it
be
through.
improving. I believe you guys were interested in going to Ramazzet's Tower. We're going to say it's relatively early in the day right now. Actually, no, it looks like the clock here. I'm not sure if this clock is accurate. Let's just roll this back to early in the day. Sure. What would your group like to do?
Did we make it through the night without Zithir wandering off?
That's a
made it
good
through
point.
the night.
We spent the night, right? Here?
Sure.
Or is it still the same day when we arrived?
Let's see. Are you guys in need of a long rest, or do you want to just continue from here?
I'm just wondering if
'Cause
if we rested, because I want to know if Zithir snuck out. See, that's what we were talking about at the end of the last session.
Well, it's still relatively early in the day, so it hasn't hit nighttime yet.
I think I would like to check in with the Order of the Gauntlet real quick. Barwin Under was the guy
Sure.
here, I think.
All right. Yeah. So you head off to speak to the Order of the Gauntlet. How about the rest of the party?
I don't really have anything pressing to do in the city, so I'll just tag along with whatever people want to do.
Okay. How about
Uh,
Zithir?
Was Ramesses Sour still up for grabs?
Sure is.
Yes.
We could do that today, yeah. Like while we're waiting. I have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Works for me.
If everybody wants to go to the tower, like I'll go with. I don't want to miss out on going with them.
Sure.
I can wait for talking. To
We
them.
could wait though. Like, would it be long for you? to do
It's not.
it?
It's not pressing for me either. I can do it at another time.
Okay.
Go with you. Ever seen the Order of the Gauntlet's headquarters?
What was that, Devin? You kind of broke up a little bit.
That I've never seen the Order of the Gauntlet's headquarters.
I don't know if it's a headquarters. It's like their outpost here.
All right. So your group makes its way to Ramesses Tower. It's a spiraling blue and red tower, 4 stories tall. Surprisingly, no windows on the exterior. It looks somewhat like a lighthouse. Let's see. As your group approaches, you can see outside there is a single guard posted. It has been a few days since the investigation into the tower, you imagine, has been sort of given up on. And this person is possibly positioned here just to prevent people from coming in, ransacking the place, stealing things, that kind of stuff. What does your group do?
Weren't we
Um,
given permission to
is-
go inside?
Is Boops Noodle around?
He is not located here currently.
Then I guess I would approach the guard and say, "Hello." Presumably, it's the same guard from like a couple of days ago.
Sure, it's the
And
same
say,
one.
"Hello." Yeah, I'll say, "Hi, how are you? I've received permission to enter the building under Detective Boops Noodle, and he has allowed me to help the investigators on their case to find Ramesses."
He looks at you
Man.
and says, "Oh, of course, miss. I have been told by Detective Boopsnoodle to let you in. Your friends, however, I am not quite sure he gave them permission as well." And he looks over in the direction of your compatriots.
I lift an eyebrow and I say, "You're not sure?"
Yes,
Like kind of like sarcastic to be like kind of like being sarcastic like yeah, they're supposed to be with me.
Oh, well, the permission that I heard from Boopsnoodle himself was for you specifically. He didn't mention any additional help.
Yes, when I spoke with Boops Noodle, I was permitted to bring my friends and my little sister, and I drop her name as well. Cuz I think during the dinner like my father was okay with my sister going as well.
Sure, give me a persuasion test, DC 10.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice, you just made it. Okay. He says, "Oh, you get a sense he doesn't really want to have this argument. He knows that you are the daughter of a very important person in town. He's heard what he has heard from Boops Noodle. So he says, oh, well, of course. Forgive me, miss. Allow me." Then he pulls a large keyring out from underneath his jacket and proceeds to open the door.
I thank him and say, I appreciate your cooperation, and I look forward to working with you. And I let myself in first.
All right, so you head in first. And the first thing that you see, and I'll post this image to the chat, inside of this strange tower is an antechamber, almost entirely filled by a saltwater tank stocked with corals and seaweed. Swimming around in the tank are a little less than a dozen ray-like creatures. Their eyes sort of glare over at you as you enter, and the sunlight from the outside world begins to pour into the chamber.
There it is. That's what I saw. And I believe it understood me.
Sif will walk up to the tank and like just kind of lightly tap on the glass and see if they react to it.
They look at you, and there's definitely some kind of intelligence in their eyes. Like, they don't have like the vacant look of regular animal. They don't do anything or say anything. You kind of get the sense that they don't like it, what you're doing, and it kind of irritates them, but they're not actively aggressive towards you.
So certainly
Is there an
peculiar
entrance
creature.
to this? Is there an entrance to this chamber that they're in?
Oh, to the actual tank itself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like an opening or something?
Yes, the top of the tank is fully exposed.
I'm gonna scan the room. Is anybody else with us? Like, I mean, it's been a few days since the investigation.
Nope, it's just a group of you.
Oh, wow. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna-
personal tour.
Yeah. I'm gonna dip my finger in the water to see if it's dangerous or if there's anything weird about it. And then depending on what I assess, like if it seems safe, I'm going to dive into the tank.
So 1 second.
I mean, if you could speak through the mind, do you really have to get in the water?
Well,
You
even
go
though I could speak with the mind, I don't know what language they speak. And when I'm fully submerged, I could speak to them regardless of language, I believe. John, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Yes. So it would be complete communication even if they don't speak common.
You place
Absolutely
your finger
brilliant.
into the water, and they don't do anything. They just look at the finger, and then they look at you, and they kind of look at each other. Some of them kind of back up a little bit, recede into or beneath rocks and crevices in the tank itself.
Okay. I'm going to slip into the water, but gently. Like, I'm not gonna like cannonball in there. Like, I'm gonna have bedside manner.
All right. As you slip into the water, you take on a sort of new understanding of the creatures within the tank, and you feel within yourself the innate ability to communicate with them. What do you say?
I'll ask what happened to Rameseth.
They look at you, and the look on their faces Uh, while they don't have a lot of emotion in their faces, you get the sense that they have like a look of shock. And after a moment, one of these ray-like creatures kind of swims forward and says to you in a kind of low voice. Sorry, can you repeat your question?
I asked what happened to Rameseth, but I guess like I'm more specifically asking what happened that night, like when they got ransacked.
It says to you, the doors burst open and men ran up the stairs. They took Master away.
Did you say men? Like normal people?
He elaborates and says that they were not, like he doesn't have the words for human or elf or anything. He just says strange men.
Could I try to like use like dumbed down vernacular like and say like men like me and point to my ears, or men like him and point to Zathir and then say or fishmen?
Or zombie looking guys.
Fishmen. But followed by men like him, and it looks over at Zathir. Men in robes.
Oh.
Were they purple robes by chance?
Oh yeah. I'll ask that.
Sure, it takes some getting around to. They don't understand the concept of purple, but you point to something that you have that's purple, and they're like, yes.
I'll ask, have they seen their faces before?
This one says no. The others seem too afraid to talk.
Can I like do like a could I look at like the other fish and see like and determine whether or not like they're lying or like hiding it from me?
Give me an intuition test. I'm sorry, insight.
Give me 1 minute. Oh, insight. Yeah. Okay,
forgetting
cool.
that
I
there's
was
no
like,
intuition. You get a sense that they don't really have a reason to lie.
okay.
Would Chimera ask it if there's any particular special creatures that Rammus had held dearly to it? Perhaps like something special that would have a connection with Rameseth.
Yeah, I'll yeah, like if Zathir, Sif, or Dumbo like have any questions, like I'll relay it to the fish people. Or not the
Sure.
fish people, the
That's
the fish.
racist. That's specious.
So for that question, they say, Master's Master's flying beast lives on the top floor.
Flying beast, huh?
That's cool.
Chimera, have you heard of
That is
the Rameseth having some kind of flying creature? Like a wyvern or something?
I shake my head. Um, if he did have it, I wouldn't know about it.
Could we ask these creatures who they are and what they're doing here? Why is Rameseth keeping you here? You seem to say masters with a bit of reverence. Are you being held here against your will, or are you here because you want to be?
The master created us.
Did the master tell you why?
The master has a deep interest in all things aquatic and marine. Our forms do not typically come from a world such as this, and so he brought us into it.
Was Rameseth having you perform some tasks, or just keep him company?
Observation, primarily. Feeding and scribbling on slabs of material.
See, maybe he kept notes somewhere here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe I could sneak off and kind of look for any type of accounts or letters that may give reason why he was being targeted.
Sure. You want to go to the next floor?
Yeah.
All right.
Did Ramazith have any apprentices? Do we know?
That's a good
Yeah.
question.
He did not.
Okay.
What was the question?
If Ramazith had any apprentices.
He did not have any apprentices. They don't answer that. They don't know. But Chimera, I'll say her base knowledge of the city of Baldur's Gate says that he does not have any apprentices.
Okay.
Your group sends
Your
the
master.
Go
I
ahead.
get one more question.
Sure.
You said your master was feeding you and observing you. It's been several days since he's gone. Have you had anything to eat? Has someone been taking care of you?
We have not eaten since the master disappeared.
What do you usually eat?
Flesh.
Shrimp. Flesh. Ooh.
What? Was that a serious answer?
Yes.
Hop in, Sif.
They
I'm
don't
in.
seem like they're have a yeah.
What
Maybe
kind
they
of
want
flesh?
something more docile. Yeah. How are you usually fed?
The master throws in small creatures that we devour.
Probably one smaller
I'll
fish.
try to see if I can find some rats crawling around here while we're looking around. Here for these things to starve to death.
Are there any other questions?
You can probably come back. You probably you can dry yourself off every time you do this.
No, I don't need to. I usually drip dry,
You do like a dog, you just shake yourself out.
I guess. I'll like climb out of the tank, and before I go, I'll let them know that me and Sif are gonna look for food for them since they've been hungry, and thank them for their time.
You see a couple of them kind of poke their noses out from behind rocks and stare at you as your group ascends the staircase. And as you ascend and reach to the top of this staircase, or this level,
Looks like the tank is a 2-floor tank.
let's see. This chamber is split into 2 fenced-off groves. These are filled with wildflowers, shrubs, and a single birch tree.
Floor is like a little glen or grove. I wonder what the importance of this
Lovely.
tree is.
gonna cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
Takes you 10 minutes
Just
to
having
cast
lived
Detect
around
Magic.
trees, he's gonna investigate the tree and see if it looks weird or anything looks interesting about it.
So while Domo is casting their ritual, you go ahead, Sif, and give me a investigation check.
Okay.
You don't notice anything different about it. It seems like it's a birch tree.
Seems like a
Uh,
well-kept tree. Must have been important to him for some reason.
But Domo, once their spell goes off, you recognize that there are runes that are carved into the tree in very innocuous spots that Sif was unable to find with the naked eye. And they begin to glow as your detect magic scans over them.
Anything I could recognize, and I'll also point them out to everybody else.
Give me a Arcana test.
Can I help somebody else do this? Like pointing to them and...
Sure. Yeah, somebody else can make the Arcana test.
Have a +2.
I'm
Chimera?
terrible at it, so we're all.
I think Chimera is good, right?
I think none of you are particularly great at it.
Let me see.
With a
I'm
5, with a 5, you can't
I'll
really
use
determine anything.
inspiration.
Okay,
I'll
go
use
for it.
inspiration. This might come in handy.
you have guidance as well.
Nice.
The 5. Yeah, even with the 7, you don't quite determine anything.
Yes.
This is an absolute long shot, but looking back at, I mean, runes are runes. Who knows? But when we fought against that elemental, oh no, actually, this is the wrong note. So there are runes on our ship that are written in Draconic. Do these look somewhat similar to those kind of runes, even though I can't read them?
They look somewhat similar.
Okay, maybe they're some kind of Draconic, maybe.
Is anybody here proficient in Arcana?
No.
I think
I
I'm
got a
fine.
not negative
I
one.
absolutely am. Even though I'm a +2. Wait one sec.
Yes, you are. All right. So
I am.
because you're proficient in Arcana, I'll say you understand fundamentally that they are carved with the language of magic, which is also the Draconic script, essentially. So they're going to share similarities, but Chimera, you can go ahead and also give me an Arcana test.
Oh, yay! Okay.
DC 15. Okay.
Come
Go ahead
on, 2
and-
or higher.
Go ahead and roll a 1d4.
Yeah, we need that.
Me?
Yep.
Got a
Okay.
inspiration, that's why.
Did you get a bonus because we're working together, all trying to figure this out?
No.
So we're bonded.
Well,
Just a tree.
actually, no, because Sif, you and her are bonded. You get a +1 mechanical
Wow.
bonus.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So yeah, that works exactly for you. You get exactly a DC 15. That's why it's good to be bonded. Looks like JR dropped. Let's see. So you realize that these are runes of animation, and the tree itself is secretly animated. You get a sense that it is probably a trap in order to thwart would-be invaders. According to what you can tell, it is in fact active.
Does that mean if we
Oh, wow. Is there any way to I guess like with what I discovered, like would I know like what would trigger it?
Moving past it up the spiral staircase would trigger it.
Did
Could
the
I?
investigators not go higher than this level? When you talk to Boopsnoodle Chimera, did they say they investigated the whole tower or just the bottom floor?
I think from what we heard from the fish downstairs, I don't think they passed the second level. Because I feel
Well, maybe
like
he
it would
was
have been a
on the
huge
second level.
discovery for. It would have been a huge discovery, like to find Ramesif's like dragon or like whatever creatures on the top floor. Like I feel like that would have been said in some capacity.
Well, if we want to
Z-
investigate further, the question is, how do we deal with this thing?
Could I use Steve's tools to disarm the trap?
it's not a mechanical trap; it's a magical trap. So unless you have an ability like dispel magic, you can't disarm it.
Oh, so it would be dispellable? I guess it's magic.
It's magically locked.
Do we have anybody with dispel magic? I maybe. Domo.
Domo does. I don't know if JR's in the chat right now.
He's kind of on his phone. He said.
He's
trying.
got every spell on the fucking planet.
Hey, I'm on my phone.
Whoa.
What's up?
Okay, so what you missed is that
Trying to figure out how to deal with the tree.
the tree is trapped. It's an animated tree, and its trigger is walking past it up the spiral staircase. It can't be disarmed with thieves' tools, but it can be disarmed with the spell Dispel Magic, which your character has.
I usually have that prepared. I don't know if I do right
It
now.
is prepared. I looked at your character sheet.
Okay. I will definitely I'll roll for that then. I will try to cast that.
Let's see. For each spell of make an ability check using spellcasting. There is no roll necessary. You cast Dispel Magic, and the runes no longer glow in your vision. I'll just remove a. Are you in the actual game itself?
I'm going like in and out. It just keeps refreshing and dropping me.
Gotcha, I see. I'll just remove the spell slot.
Okay.
So you cast Dispel Magic. The runes fade to your vision, and you tell the rest of the group that it is safe to pass.
Nice.
Can we collect some? I don't know what you said. It's an orchard. Is it like what kind of fruit and stuff?
It's a small grove with wildflowers and shrubs, and this single birch tree.
Okay. Nothing to really collect here then.
Nothing really, no. But it's very clear that it's magical. Like this whole room is magically lit by some strange force. But otherwise, your group is free to ascend to the 3rd level.
Good job, everybody. Really, just
I'm
a
wondering
straightforward.
if there's got to be some secret to unlock. Like, there's got to be something in there, right? Unless it's just a grove.
I think my detect magic would have picked up anything really special in there. I don't know. Besides the tree. You know.
You got the traps. That's pretty special.
Yeah. But if there was anything buried or something, I think we would have picked it up.
Does your group ascend to the 3rd level?
Sure.
Alright. You head to the 3rd level. Higher up in the tower is a library filled with polished mahogany bookshelves. As you quickly scan the books, you reveal that most of them are about marine wildlife and ecology. Titles such as Ramesith's Compendium of Marine Monsters, The Ocean Deep, and What is a Whale? Who amongst you has a passive perception score of 12 or higher? Actually, I have this handy dandy thing literally listed right in front of me. Basically, every
Probably
single
me.
one of you does. The lowest you
Perfect.
have is 12. That's the Thier. Okay, so all of you hear ruffling parchment by the door to an area to the north.
Sounds like someone's still here.
Domo, your detect magic is still going off. You. Let's see, 1 second. Okay. With your detect magic and you're scanning around the room, you do see that there's something fluttering around in the corner next to the door towards the north. But from your current vantage point, you can't quite see what it is. And it seems to be hovering above the ground.
On our side of the door, though.
Yes.
I can't see it because it's too far away, or it's dark, or
You're just not quite around the corner yet.
I'll give everybody a heads up. Do we know? I don't know. The first thing my mind jumps to is like animated books. You know,
That is
Kind of.
exactly what it is. And I'll give
What?
you another hint. You can completely dispel them again with a dispel magic spell.
I will go ahead and do that.
You turn the corner, you cast dispel magic, and these 6 books, they open up as if they're about to swarm you, but with your spell cast, they immediately fall to the ground, completely motionless.
Didn't realize you were traveling with a powerful wizard.
You're telling me them books there were creatures? Is that correct?
Not for Domo. For Domo, they're just books again.
Yes, not creatures necessarily, but they have been imbued with a. I guess it's not that powerful of magic, but it is very handy.
Never really understood this magic stuff.
All right, so your group is here in a library,
I'm with
What
you on
do you
that,
do?
Zathir.
and there's still one more story above you, as well as this door towards the north that leads into a room.
I have to check
Could
to
I-
see if Go ahead.
Could I investigate this area for like any special books?
Sure, give me an intelligence test.
Intelligence?
I'm trying to find books of particular value. Yeah, you find. You find some books that are definitely of value. 6 tomes of marine knowledge. Oops. Hold on. Actually, I'm sorry. You find 1 tome of marine knowledge. It is worth 300 gold pieces. And the nice thing about this particular tome is that while you are holding it, you have advantage on nature and animal handling checks regarding marine life, as the information contained within is particularly valuable.
Nature and what?
And animal handling.
Probably good to just hold on to.
Yes,
Oh,
I
that's
do
a
think
pretty
we should
nifty
do
book.
that.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Zathir will hand the book to Sif and say, would you mind holding this book here? It's quite valuable.
Sure. I'll hold on to the book of marine knowledge. I'm not quite good at either. Animals are. I'm friendly with animals, but I don't have a broad range. It's mostly just the cloakwood stuff, so I'm not too knowledgeable overall in nature and animal handling. But I'll hold on to the book. It seems like it'll be useful.
You also
Let me
think it
grab
might be of particular, of such worth that you would be able to use it to get back into candle.
Oh, nice.
I do.
Yeah, we don't need to sell this book.
Do know wizards love to hide stuff in their libraries. Should we take a quick look around for, a book that's not a book, but rather a lever?
I
Give
was
me
thinking
a-
the same thing. I see a lot of hiding places.
Give me an investigation
pretty
test.
Cool. Could I help him with that, or does
Sure.
that
I'll
work?
say.
We all just do it as a group.
I'll say. Whoever has the highest can go ahead and do it, and because everybody else is doing it as well, I'll let you do it with advantage.
That's quite bad.
Whoa.
So I will. Yeah, that's guidance.
All right,
Well,
a nat
there
20
you go.
doesn't get much better than that. All right, so
Roll a
you
d4. See what you
find.
A lever. But let Domo find it though, even though I got the highest.
Hey.
Oh,
One
no.
second.
That's all you, man.
No, that was team effort.
got. Team effort.
He
This
suggested
should-
it, so he should find a lever.
Treasures. All right, you find. As you're sort of looking through, you don't find any levers or hidden like, traps or false books or anything, but you do find one book that opens up and 2 sheets of paper fall out of it. Each one is a spell scroll. You receive 2 spell scrolls. Spell scroll of animate objects, and the spell scroll of awaken.
So cool.
What was the other one?
Awaken. So animate
Oh.
objects allows you to, as it says, you can animate a collection of objects that are around you. And awaken allows you to, you can give a non-intelligent creature intelligence.
For how long?
For 30 days.
That's pretty cool.
I'm sorry, no, for 8 hours? Is that right? Yes, for 8 hours. But for the following 30 days, actually, is this correct?
The casting time is 8 hours, but it looks like it just lasts.
Again, let me look it up on.
It's
Fire
charmed by you
Plus.
for 30 days.
Awaken. Here we go. Casting time is 8 hours. Is that what you said?
Yeah, and then it just becomes. I think it just stays that way. It's charmed by you for 30 days, and then after that, it just is maybe charmed or maybe not charmed, but still
Yes.
is smart.
Yes, you are correct. So the casting time is 8 hours. After spending the casting time tracing magical pathways within the precious gemstone, which you need for the spell, you touch a huge or smaller beast or plant. The target must have either no intelligence or an intelligence of 3 or less. The target gains an intelligence of 10. The target also gains the ability to speak one language you know. If the target is a plant, it gains the ability to move its limbs, roots, vines, creepers, and so forth. And it gains senses similar to a human's.
That's so crazy because what if you did it back to back? You did the animate object, so you turn the book into an animated object, and then you used awaken, and now it has like the brains of.
Yeah, ask it how it feels about being a book. Do you like being a book?
I would ask it so many questions. Probably wouldn't know a lot.
We should do it to like an encyclopedia, so it knows everything.
Does it respond like Alexa?
What a unique spell. I'm not sure how that'll come up, but
We can imagine this is what Ramseth cast on the fish that we saw in the tank. Yeah.
sounds right. You awaken them and see what they would do.
Your
Why
group-
though?
I'll say your group spends about 30 minutes going through. I'll just move you guys up an hour for simplicity. Going through this 3rd level library, and you feel like you found everything you're going.
Wasn't there a little side room here
Perfect.
too?
Yep. There's a door to the north of you that hasn't been opened yet.
Because there's
3 levels to this tower and 3 charges on the Gem of Seeing. For each floor, I'd like to activate the Gem of Seeing. I didn't activate it in the Grove, but on our way back down, I'm going to activate it in the Grove
Sure.
to scan the Grove area.
Go ahead and activate your Gem of Seeing.
Yeah.
What does that do again? You see invisible stuff?
Yes, sir.
Sweet.
It's like
Oh,
True
nice.
Sight.
It is True Sight. And with that True Sight, let me. True Sight lets you see in normal and magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect illusions, and succeed on saving throws against them, and perceive the original form of a shape changer or creature that is transformed.
Wow, you can see illusions. So
You can
that
also-
means
you can also
see
see-
secret compartments.
You can also see into the ethereal plane.
Hell yeah.
So with your True Sight, on these 2 floors, on the second floor, the Magical Grove, you don't see anything. And in this library area, you don't see anything particular. Nothing stands out to you.
That's fine. One more room to go.
Are we on the top floor, or is there a floor above
There is
this?
one more floor above you.
And there's supposed to be a creature up there, from what the fish told us.
You know, I wonder if Ramseth ever, if he did use Awaken to awaken them. And yeah, I guess you do choose the language they speak, so I guess they were able to speak to him. Just curious if maybe Chimera, you were the first person that those creatures ever talked to.
I wouldn't be surprised. Not a lot of people have my ability, and I'm pretty sure none of the investigators thought anything of the fish until, I mean, I wouldn't have thought of anything either until Zithir mentioned that they were looking at him.
Right.
Zethir
Is-
is still contemplating the 2 scrolls and the differences and the stuff you can animate and give a brain to.
Who would like to take these scrolls?
I'm holding the book, so someone else can grab these scrolls.
I'll hold on to the scroll of animate object. I think that might come in handy.
Okay, you can go ahead and take that. And how about the Scroll of Awaken?
I'll hold Awaken.
A lot of responsibility.
I don't know what I'd use it for, but it's so cool. I'll hold it.
It's so crazy. I think if you combine both the scrolls together, it would be insane. So
Mhm.
do the scroll of animate object to an iron, and then do the awaken and give a brain to an iron.
Well, that wouldn't. If you animate the object, they go back to being an onion after 1 minute. So it would be like, oh my god, I can talk, and then it would turn back to an onion.
It's pretty funny.
Should be pretty interesting to
That
see.
is.
No one ever believe you.
All right. So you
You're
guys
like,
have
Oh my god.
2 directions ahead of you. You can either go check out this door, or you can head up the stairs to the 4th floor.
Check out the door.
Go to check out the door, and the door is locked.
It's no problem for me. Zethir uses Thieves Kit to unlock, to break the lock.
Go ahead and make a Thieves' Tools check. The DC, it's very high. It's a DC 28. Oof. Oh, you don't have advantage. 'Cause, almost made it.
Do you have
Holy shit.
advantage?
Why not?
You do not
I
have
should have
advantage.
Domo cast guidance.
I have proficiency on it.
Yeah, but you don't roll everything
think
with
you get more,
advantage just because you have proficiency. So Domo, with your magical knowledge, or because you're detecting magic, you scan the room and you see that the door is warded with an arcane lock spell.
What's the wall made of?
The door itself is made of wood.
Yeah, not the door. The
Oh,
wall
sorry.
around it.
The wall, it's an interior wall. It is also made of wood.
I mean, can we bust through the wall?
Sure. How do you guys want to do that?
Well, it's been a while since I've used this.
All right, go ahead
Oh.
and
It says doors, but if it's the same material as a door, I can use the wall, right?
yeah.
Oh,
ahead
the
and-
RAM.
Go ahead and make a strength test
Be carrying Sigurd out for
and
the whole
add
game.
4 to it.
Holding a giant
Oh
RAM.
man.
Okay,
And if all of you are
Amazing.
trying to help in this, you can roll it with advantage.
let's do it again.
Mm.
Yeah.
Never mind.
You need a 25 to bash through this door. Oh, you got a 17.
No, just a 17.
All right, can I dispel?
Oh wait,
dispel
it's a
the lock?
17, but it's plus 4, right?
Yeah.
Plus 4, 17. That's still 21. Yes, if you would like to use your last dispel magic spell, you can open. Actually, no. Dispel magic would not work on the arcane lock spell. You would need the knock spell.
Can I use inspiration and just roll again?
Sure.
Okay, so do strength. 23 plus 4 is 27 plus
You make it.
28.
Nice.
So you, with the help of your allies behind you, you bash the door down with your battering ram. The door falls off of the hinges, clattering onto the ground, and inside you can see what appears to be a study. Before you lies a study adorned with cabinets of ancient fossilized creatures. Adorned with cabinets filled with ancient fossilized creatures and dried out marine specimens. Suddenly, a white-haired man with wild eyes jumps out at you. It is a figure that is glowing brightly. You dare enter the tower of Ramazith Flamesinger? He screams out incredulously. Yanka, or Chimera, because you have your true sight on, you see that this is a illusion, another illusory trap.
Oh, cool. I'll let everyone know that it's just an illusion, and I'll ignore it. I'll walk right through the illusion or the apparition.
He continues to focus on the doorway as your group, as Chimera passes right through it.
Sure glad you got those little glasses there.
It's a
Oh,
shame
the
that for
ring.
someone so paranoid, he never got a chance to use any of these things to defend himself. It's actually kind of suspicious. So we'll
I
take a look
smirk.
around too.
I'll smirk and say, it's not every day we get to look inside a great wizard's tower. And I respond that, a surprise attack is a surprise attack. He probably wasn't prepared.
All right.
Yeah,
so
for someone so. We also know that he hasn't left this place for a long time, right? He was
yes,
just
exactly.
holed up in here. Why would
Kind of-
somebody
kind of a
so,
hermit.
yeah, so paranoid? Well, maybe he saw something. Maybe he was tricked by somebody, or somebody he knew called him down to greet him in the lobby, and never
Yeah,
got a chance
what-
to get back up the stairs.
While we're going through this, none of anything we came across looks touched or like rifled through, right? He's just gone.
Yes. Yeah, nothing seems out of place. And all of the traps are still active.
Did we see this room in full with the fossils and everything?
Yeah, you're in the room right now.
Okay. Zethir is going to do a investigation check. It's going to check for secret compartments.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check. You don't find anything.
It's like shitty rolls lately.
Tip's gonna look around for something to feed those fish with. Maybe he kept something.
You don't find any food in this particular location. But what your group does see, sort of at a glance, besides the myriad of specimens that are most likely worth something in terms of money, they seem to be very rare and well taken care of. Atop the desk in the study is a large tome. Appears to be a spell book of some kind. Sitting atop the desk as well, inside of a little sort of potion holder, are 3 potions of a greater healing.
Nice.
There. And on the wall above the desk itself is a sword hanging with its scabbard just beneath it. It is a pearl-handled short sword +1.
Ooh, a short sword.
Ooh.
I'll take one of these potions for sure.
Anyone interested in pearl-handled short sword?
Is there a description? I'm trying to like double click it. Let's see what it is.
Let's see. The handle of the sword is decorated with mother of pearl and seashell motifs.
The man loved the ocean.
Very cool. That's really cool. But I'm also really interested in the spell book. That's so cool too.
Yeah, what's up with the spellbook?
You open the spell book, and it contains it is the spell book of Ramazith. All wizards have a place to deposit the spells that they have learned over the years, and this contains the following spells: Acid Splash, Mage Hand, Prestidigitation, Shape Water, Detect Magic, Mage Armor, Magic Missile Shield, Ultra Self, Misty Step, Counterspell, Tidal Wave, Wall of Water, Control Water, Watery Sphere, and Cone of.
God damn.
Damn.
Are we able to do anything with that?
With
Can anyone cast
spells?
spells?
With not really, because none of you are wizards. You can't like tear one of the pages out like a scroll. That's not how spellbooks work. But it
We
could
need to find a
be
wizard who's interested.
or
Or if-
selling it to a wizard. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if it's possible for us to, in a world where we rescue Ramazith, being able to hand Ramazith his spellbook and sword seems like a good idea.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We should hold on to it for him.
Sounds like a good idea.
And now that we've dispelled all the traps leading up here, there's no sense in leaving anything behind.
And my detect magic isn't picking up anything else, right?
Those are the only magical things in. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. There was one more thing. Just double
It's a
check
magical
this.
dagger being driven into your back right now.
Oh no.
Another illusion.
Domo, with your detect magic, you can see inside one of the drawers of the desk, something is glowing.
I'll motion to that drawer and I'd just say, be careful opening it up. I can't tell whether it's something magic inside or it's magically trapped. You know? Do we have a way to see inside the thing?
Would my looking glass do anything to help
You
evaluate?
don't see, with your true sight, you don't see anything standing out. No illusions or anything like that.
How about you guys stand behind me, I'll hold the shield up, and we'll see if we can, if anything's gonna blow up, it'll hit me first.
Hold up. Let me give it a crack. Is there a way to unlock it?
It is not locked.
I'm more afraid of the contents being destroyed if we open it up. I don't know. Just
Is that-
worry.
Might have if we have to get it out somehow.
Yeah, is that they would delicately approach the item and kind of see what it is?
It's a drawer.
Open the drawer.
Trying to figure out if we should open the door or not.
And inside the drawer,
Yeah.
resting atop a small cushion, is a pearl. About
Lovely little person.
1 inch in diameter. A pink pearl that through the detect magic spell, Domo can see is radiating a lot of magical power. And in fact, it is a pearl of power.
Whoa.
Pearls of power are very powerful magic items. They require attunement
Sounds
by
like
a
Sith
spellcaster.
weapon.
And while this pearl is on your person, you can use an action to speak its command word and regain 1 expended spell slot. If the expended spell slot was of 4th level or higher, the new spell slot is 3rd level. Once you use the pearl, it can't be used again until the next dawn.
That's
Dang.
very good.
Whoa.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
An item has ever streamed Sif so much. I have no spell slots ever, so I
I
need
don't,
to get
I
some
don't have
back.
any spell slots, yeah.
Doma would.
Hey, Demo, would this have any value for you? Otherwise,
It
I'm
most-
selling it.
It most certainly would, but I think it would have value to a few of us. I don't want to take it all for myself.
You just used all your spell slots. Like, or
Only-
how many times can you use the spell?
I can use it once more, or well, twice more if I expended it at a higher level. So, yes, if you are open to giving it to me, I would be happy to take it. And it is, it does remind me of Umberly in a way, being a pearl.
As soon as Zetier heard, sure, I'll take it, he tosses it to Demo.
Thank you, then. And I'll give you a wink.
I had a lot of stuff.
Nice. On this floor, we still have 1 potion of healing greater for grabs.
I have one already. If no one has any greater healings, I'll grab it. Otherwise,
You can grab it.
Right.
I have 2 potions of healing, 1 potion of greater healing.
cool.
This is a veritable treasure trove. On to the next floor, maybe? The last floor?
Before we go to the last floor, I would recommend perhaps somebody with like really good stealth goes first, just in case this winged beast that they talked about winds up being like a dragon or something. Just so we can
Sure.
spot it before it spots us.
No problem. I'll take a quick look.
Sweet.
Zetier will head up, and he's being sneaky about it. Doesn't want to be seen, but he does want to be able to see it.
Are you enhancing Zethir's?
Yeah. Yes.
Here, you can go ahead and give me a stealth check with advantage.
If you're gonna use that, I think I'm gonna use that for charisma.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean, the caster is the one who typically chooses.
oh, okay.
I would ask you what you wanted on beforehand.
I have a +9 to stealth,
23.
and
creeping
if
up
I
the
run into
stairs?
it, I'd probably want to try to talk my way out of it.
You begin heading up the stairs. And the tower culminates with a rooftop bedroom, a large window at the very top of the roof, so almost impossible to see from the ground floor, allows light into the chamber, illuminating the expensive furniture within. The chamber is kitted out with a plush double bed, a mahogany wardrobe and dresser, a marble-topped writing desk, and a small shrine. Zathir, with your passive perception, you also notice in the rafters, sort of hidden away from direct sunlight, is a small, in fact, a tiny winged creature.
Familiar.
Tawny familiar. Zathir will sneak a little closer to see if he recognizes that creature.
You recognize it to be an osprey.
An osprey?
Yeah, it's like a hawk, an eagle.
Ah.
It does not notice your approach.
Can I take a quick look around? Not like walk around, but I just want to look around and see what else is in this room.
Sure, you can see that besides the furniture, there is a small shrine. Give me a religion test. It is a shrine dedicated to Umberlee.
Right. I'll retreat and get back to the team just to give him a heads up on what I saw. And Zathir will ask, how do you feel we should approach the hawk over there, Osprey?
Just a small osprey, you said? Just a small bird? I want to spook it.
Who has the Sif? You just got the animal handling advantage, don't you?
I've
That's
never made a
only-
friend with a bird.
It's only for when dealing with marine life.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
Tiff wouldn't know that.
What did the fish say again about this creature?
That it's connected to Ramesith.
He has the winged creature upstairs.
Did you relay everything about the room? Did you talk about the shrine?
Yeah, I said everything. Yeah.
Okay. Because I would be taken aback a bit. I don't, before traveling with you guys, I hadn't really heard much about Ramesith. It's quite surprising that he would be worshipping Umberlee. That is very much news to me.
You seem like you
Go
have
ahead.
a great love for marine life, but I also didn't. I imagine there are many gods that are related to those seas and the oceans.
Yeah, Umberlee specifically is surprising. From what I can remember, the High Trident never mentioned him to me.
Maybe he found something to love on his own.
It's possible.
I don't think this bird poses as much of a threat.
Yeah.
I'm worried about.
Thinking ahead, if it did have a special connection, Chimera, do you think you'd be able to communicate with the bird?
I could try. I don't want
the
to.
bird underwater.
No. What? Drown the bird. No.
Yeah, so we need to talk real quick.
Well,
Cast water breathing on the bird.
Chimera, how's your animal handling?
Can we do that? Can we cast animal handling? Water breathing on the bird and then talk to it underwater?
I guess technically you can.
Drown it.
Throw it into the fish tank. Here's
No,
your
yeah,
snack.
they're gonna eat it.
Oh no.
Oh,
Should Zethir sneak up to the bird and just like grab it?
I think it would freak out. I wouldn't. I mean, there's no windows open, are there?
There is one window at the very top of the facing up out of the sort of conical roof, but it is closed.
It's closed. Oh, so the bird's not gonna go anywhere. Yeah, I could. I guess like gently approach it and try talking to it.
Yeah, there's no other. We don't have anything that lets us talk to animals directly, right?
I'm wondering if it's
don't
like a
think so.
familiar or something.
Yeah.
And
It's a
I can-
wizard.
I can grant a creature the ability to just understand a spoken language.
Ooh, yes. Do
I mean,
that, and then I could speak to it.
We picked up that awaken scroll.
We don't need to use it. I
You
think
don't
I
need
can.
to wake it up.
I just if somebody can grab it, I can let it understand common and speak
it's-
common.
It's also possible in the same way that Ramus had used awaken on those creatures, like those fish people or fish. He might have used it on the bird too. It might already be awoken.
I could try talking to it telepathically, and if it doesn't respond, then we could go as like a plan B and like cast that spell on it, Domo.
Sure.
I'll try to block the way down so it doesn't fly out and around here, but I'm curious to talk to this bird.
Yeah. I guess I'll follow Zethir into the room.
Yeah, well, we're just gonna be, calm, collective, and kind of just like, we're not gonna pose a threat, and kind of make it feel like we're Ramesset's friends. I mean,
Maybe just try talking to it. Maybe it'll just respond.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chimera, you should lead. Try to talk to it.
Did you just get advantage to charisma checks?
What?
You just got
I-
the cat
did.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zethir did.
Talk it up.
All right, yeah. So Zethir will kind of just walk in, as he said, calm and collective, kind of, and he'll talk to the bird and say, "Hey there, friend. Me no home here. We're Ramesset's friends. We're looking for Ramesset. Could you help us in any way?"
The bird turns its head and looks at you and sort of hops on the banister that it's sort of standing on, orients its body towards you, and just goes, "Eh!"
It goes what?
You cut out.
It
No.
goes, "Eh!"
Look at an attitude.
Can I try talking to it telepathically?
I was going to say, Chimera, why don't you put your hand up for it to like perch on your hand?
Ooh, I'll also do that. Yeah.
Give me an animal handling test.
Oh man. I'm
DC
so
15.
not good at handling.
Hmm.
Oh no, I'm
Pretty-
re-rolling. I'm
Ah!
re-rolling.
It poops on you.
I'm so embarrassed.
1, 2, 3.
Oh. Do I get advantage because I'm next to Sif?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll take the L. It went 8.
Okay, so it can't speak. Or it's being like coy. Can be granted permission. Sorry, the ability to understand a language.
Yeah, time for plan B.
Okay. Yeah.
Plan B, use more magic.
I do need to touch it. So
Okay.
And
Oh, did it wind up hopping on my arm, or did it just bark at me?
It just squealed at you, and it's up in like the rafters towards the
Oh,
ceiling.
I see.
So it's about 10, 12 feet above you. out of it's just out of arm's reach, I'll say.
Zephyr will use Misty Step and surprise her and just kind of grab it.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, you Misty Step up there. Do me a favor. Roll an initiative test.
Oh no.
Roll. Bonus. Eagle gets +2.
It says there's no combat encounter.
Just roll a d20.
D20? Okay.
We'll add.
+3.
Cannot catch a break with these initiative rolls.
Got a 6.
Oh, you get advantage.
You got
Nice.
an 18. All right. You got a 21, so you go first. So go ahead and give me a grapple test.
Grab the bird.
A grapple?
Yes, which is going to be a. Well, I got rid of the automation for it. So grappling is. You grapple something. What is the rule for grappling? I think it's like an athletics test, and they have to roll athletics or acrobatics. So go ahead and give me a athletics or acrobatics check to try to grapple this bird.
Okay.
You got a 16. It's going to make a acrobatics check, which for it is just dexterity. It gets a d20 +2. All right, you grab it.
Oh, you little fucker.
On its turn, it does get a turn to try
Peck
to
you.
get away, but it can't really. It's going to try to escape. That's what it's going to do on its turn. So it's going to make a acrobatics check, and you're going to make another athletics or acrobatics check. And then if it fails here, you have it fully in your hand. You got a 5, 6, 7. You got a 19. Yep. So it's scrambling, trying to get out of your grasp as quickly as it can, and you have a pretty good grab on it.
Oh, you little fucker. He tried to get away, huh? Here
It
you go,
didn't do
Domo.
anything.
Talk to the bird.
I will pat it on it, or you bring it down, I guess.
Yeah. I bring it to you and kind of hand it over to you. Can you hold it?
You got a good grip on it. Why don't you just hold on to it for now, and I'll pat it on its head and cast tongues on it.
You cast tongues on a bird?
This is a creature.
Let's see. Spell tongues. Grants a creature you touch the ability to understand any spoken or signed language. Yeah,
But can it speak back?
there are no limitations.
But
it
can
can-
it speak back?
It can
talk.
It
understand.
understands. If it
Well,
understands at least one language.
If Chimera
I
can read
speak
their
to it.
mind.
America read their mind.
Yeah.
And it's when the target speaks, so I don't know if you interpret speaks as like
when the target-
communicates, or
Oh, yeah.
I think-
Moreover, when the target communicates by speaking or signing. Oh, but it doesn't know how to speak or sign. So yeah, so you would still
Oh,
need some
okay.
kind of intermediary, like Chimera's ability.
okay.
I'll bring it over to Chimera.
All right, so
Chimera.
you cast tongues on it, and suddenly it goes, and you guys are like talking, and it's just looking around like, what the fuck?
Why is it laughing at me?
Oh, I think you understand us now.
Eh!
We're not here to harm you. I know you can't talk back, but
Chimera, as they say, talk to the birds.
the bird can understand us too. Really?
I'll ask Sathir to unrestrain the bird, and I'll tell the bird to relax. We're not gonna hurt it.
Okay, so Chimera, give me a persuasion check. DC 15.
Nice.
Nice.
Bird with this newly gained sort of perspective, it is it stops like fidgeting, and it still squawks, but it seems much less sort of harried.
Do I understand what it's saying in any capacity? Using like my mind reading.
What are you using to read its mind?
Oh, like just like my normal like speech thing, like telepathic communication.
Oh, so your awakened mind works only one direction. It doesn't allow you to communicate with people unless they can also speak psychically.
Ooh, okay. I'll tell it if it could flap once for yes and twice for no.
Zathir, did you release the bird?
Sure. I kind of get the sense that it's calming down in my hands after that, and I kind of let it go.
You let it go. It immediately flies over to a perch next to the bed. It just goes. Eh.
Is that a yes or a no?
It flaps once.
Nice. Okay. We're cooking here.
What?
I'll ask it. Were you there when Rameseth was taken away?
It flaps once.
Are you connected to Rameseth?
It kind of tilts its head. Eh.
Are you in communication with Rameseth?
It flaps twice.
Yes. No.
No.
If
They were here.
if you were released, are you able to find Rameseth?
Flaps twice.
No.
Can Rameseth see us through your eyes?
Kind of. It flaps twice.
Is there anything in this room that could indicate where Rameseth was taken or help us in any way?
It kind of tilts its head.
When
Yeah,
Rameseth was taken, was he on the first floor when they broke in?
He flaps twice.
Second floor?
He flaps twice.
Not the second. The third floor?
He flaps once.
Someone made up to the third floor and went past his traps, so he invited someone here. The person, was he meeting someone that night?
He tilts its head.
Was Rameseth alone before he was taken?
He flaps once.
Is there something more than the garden on the second floor?
He kind of tilts its head. You get the sense it doesn't quite understand what you mean.
Can you peck how many, like, could it peck, like, on the mount that it's on the perch that it's on? The amount of times with the amount of people that were there that took Rameseth?
It pecks. Double check. 1 second.
Zethir will walk over to Chimera and kind of just whisper in Chimera's ear so that the bird doesn't hear. You know, this thing might be better off dead, if you know what I mean.
I like just give a grimace like fake here. I focus back at like at the bird and wait patiently for its answer. Like I'm gonna pretend I didn't even hear that.
Attacks 7 times.
How many how many people had purple robes?
Attacks 7 times.
All 7. Okay. So the
It's called
So-
Todd the Kraken.
So they didn't care about the traps because they said the Suhu or the sea people and the purple robed people came in at the same time.
Yeah, presumably the Sahuagin must have stayed at the lower levels.
Yeah, they just threw him
and the
at
purple
the
people.
yeah, and they came up to get him.
I asked, did the purple did this people leave from whence they came, like out the front door? Or like let's say they came in like through a side entrance, did they leave through that side entrance?
Flaps once.
Okay. Did they take anything other than Rameseth?
It flaps twice.
Twice.
So they came here just for him. They just broke in, sent all the Sugan in to just mess with the traps and deal with the traps, and they just came in to deal with Ramseth and take him away.
Is there anything here that Rameseth was hiding from them?
I was just about to ask that.
It tilts its head as if it doesn't know how to answer.
Did Rameseth hide anything before these people came?
It flaps twice.
I think they were just here for him. He has the intelligence to give them the arms that they need for their war.
I ask, are you okay with us looking around?
It flaps once.
Alrighty. I know what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, I'm down for investigating around.
If my gem of seeing deactivated, I'm gonna reactivate it in this room.
Sure. Yeah, you reactivate it. You look around, see that while they're not magical, there are some items on the shrine in particular. They're kind of glittery and beautiful. Let's check. There are a couple of small pearls that look to be worth at least 100 gold pieces each. And there is also a pink pearl necklace, an immaculate necklace made from the finest pink pearls that looks to be worth about 2,500 gold pieces.
Dang. Can I investigate, like looking at the shrine closely? Does it look like somebody, I don't know, like a novice type of shrine? You know?
Yeah, it's like a regular, like if a regular person had a shrine in their house.
Okay.
How do you feel that Rameseth worshipped Umberly, Domo?
Judging by what he has laying around the shrine, better than most initiates, I would say. That is worth a great deal of money. To offer these to Umberly would be a great thing indeed.
This is going to be probably a yes or a no question, but I'm just going to ask just so I want to make it just be sure. I'll ask the bird, did Rameseth go willingly?
Flaps twice.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Throughout the bedroom, you find, like you go through his armoire, there are 6 sets of fine clothing in a variety of shades of blues and greens, aqua colors. On his small writing desk, there's a gilded writing set. It's be worth some money. It's inlaid with tiny aquamarines. And then besides that, you find the pearls and the pink pearl necklace. One of you.
Nothing magical, you said, right?
Nothing magical. Zafir, you can go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Shitty rolls tonight.
Is there anything anybody else would like to check out in the room?
Other
Some bird
than-
feed.
Oh yeah.
You get the sense, Sif, you kind of look around, and just because you have like sort of a knack for survival, you see that there are clearly like mice living here, and it seems like the bird has been feasting off of mice for the past few days.
Okay. Ask the bird, do you want us to open the window, or are you fine the way you are?
It flaps once.
Is it okay? Flaps once for yes. Sif will clap and open up the window.
The window goes, flies up to the window, and it perches on the window, and it looks down at the group of you.
Any more questions?
Actually, I want to ask the bird if it wants to join us to find Rameseth.
It flies away.
Nice.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. DC. Make it a DC
Did it
15.
when it flew away? Was that a persuasion? I'm sorry, that was so silly.
You open the window, it was dying to poop.
It flutters down to the group of you, and it perches on Chimera's shoulder.
Sick.
Cool.
Nice. This
I'll
is
say-
increasingly becoming an awakened target.
Chimera, as part of the clothing that you find here, you do find a falconer's glove for it to land on if you wish to take it.
Oh, yes,
Sick.
I would love
Sweet.
to. Oh, that's so cool.
Well, I suppose it's not going to be sea creature food. We were going to feed it to the creatures downstairs, were we not? Sif?
No. No.
No,
It looks at you weird. Eh.
I tell Zathir, he understands us.
Yeah, we like
Don't
literally
say
we
that.
did not talk about that.
Zathir covers his mouth quickly, astonished. Forgetting that
Freaking talk.
has a skill. I'm sorry there, fella. What should we call you? What did Rameseth call you?
Eh.
It is.
Is there anything else in the
You know-
room someone would like to take a look at?
How long does Domo spell last?
1 hour. I'll say you guys have been talking
One.
to it for like 20 minutes at this point.
1 hour. Oh man. Downtime after this, I'm teaching it Morse code.
Back in Morse code.
I don't know.
Gonna
There
train this
weren't.
bird.
Were there any like letters, like deeming
Oh, yeah,
why
is there
Rameseth
anything-
was kidnapped, or
Any
accounts of?
Nothing that
Yeah.
you saw.
What kind of
we
books
did
do you have?
rifle
Good.
through. We did rifle through like everything that was in here, right? Like his
Everything in
bed.
the basement. The only person who rolled investigation in here was Zathir.
Me, yeah,
Could I roll investigation?
and I did.
I want to see
rifle.
what kind of books he has by his bed.
I'll let you guys roll one more investigation check. DC 15.
Never
Ooh.
mind.
Ah,
Oh, if the whole
Oh,
group
wait.
is doing it, you have advantage.
yeah, the whole group is doing it.
Okay.
So you find underneath his bed appears to be a manuscript he was in the middle of working. It appears to be more specifically a manuscript describing his interactions and findings on a community of marrow, which are those large, like fish people that you saw
Mhm.
that have like the bottoms of fish the torsos and arms of. I'll just show-
Interesting.
Very cool.
and that he was in
We killed a bunch of
communications with these Marrow. He was trying to organize some kind of meetup with them or organizational efforts, and the manuscript kind of goes on from there. It details their exact location, which is somewhere along the
Nice.
Sword Coast. I'll have to look up the exact location before I tell you specifically where it is. It also says that from his recent communications, they have been contacted by other groups as well who seek to hire them as mercenaries, but that the Marrow have been very secretive and were not interested in discussing who these potential benefactors were.
Wow.
I would imagine this is how they found Rameseth, right? Through the Marrow.
Or perhaps this is why he got taken. He was getting too nosy.
But they needed Rameseth for his knowledge, so they probably used the Marrow to get to him.
Well, we fought the Marrow on the whatever ship your parents were on, Zathir. Golden something?
The Golden Crown.
Golden Crown.
Yeah, but they didn't know we were connected to Rameseth at the time.
Hmm.
Didn't
Did-
Hakamaras say something about Rameseth, or am I misremembering that?
Yeah, that's how we know about Rameseth. We were supposed to get him to tell us more information about the other artifacts that I needed to collect for Hakamaras.
Did in that lab room, was there any like indication of like mind flayer research or anything?
No, nothing of that nature. I will say, however, that the 1 second. The book describes the manuscript describes a new location. I'll add to the map. Place that is referred to in the manuscript as Almir, and the information regarding it says it's a merfolk settlement in a deep sea trench around 3,000 feet below the surface. And this is where he had located this large community of Marrow. It also contains a small note, and I'll actually, guys, so you can see. It also contains a small note referring to the Malenti. And it talks about how he has engaged with some people in these merfolk communities who actually ended up being Malenti, but they themselves didn't realize. They had grown up, birthed into sort of like a sea elf society as a sea elf. Not to sea elf parents, but raised as orphans. And it wasn't until many years down the line that something was triggered within them that caused them to break and have some kind of, or commit some kind of offensive or violent action against the sea elves in their community.
Wait,
Oh,
so there are
wow.
Malenti who don't even know they're Malenti?
Yes.
They're sleeper agents? Oh my god.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that before, like post dinner with my father, that like Boops Noodle mentioned that. Like apparently there's like a phrase or something that gets said by like a
Like a trigger
like
word.
yeah, like a trigger word by I forgot what creature, but they basically like have a puppet master and they say the trigger word And as long as they're within proximity of the Malenti, like, they have control over them.
Wasn't there somebody we ran into who said, not that they knew, but that there was somebody who was either knew of or was working on a way to tell Malenti apart from other sea elves? Was it Ramazeth?
I thought that was Boop's Noodle as well. Like, he was the one that was, like, researching and stuff on it. But maybe there's somebody else, John.
Could have been Boost Noodle. I don't recall the exact person off the top of my head, to be honest.
I do remember someone, because that was somewhat of a revelation, being like, oh, because all we've ever heard about Malenti is that they're sea elves and they're indistinguishable from sea elves, but they're really Sahuagin. But there was someone out there who said that they were working on a way or had found some way to tell them apart, so that's pretty scary if they can just be, they have no idea themselves. It's almost tragic.
Oh, and with Kai out of the room, that's
Yeah, what's
also why Investigator Boop's Noodle was giving Kai dirty looks. Because he was trying to see whether or not she was a Malenti.
it's
Yeah.
Kai might not even know that they're, if they are. It's kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
So when you were sent, when your father sent you here, Chimera, what was the goal? What is he gonna want out of this?
Probably to hide these documents that we just found. Or destroy it.
Yeah, maybe. There's evidence of where he was taken or who took him. He'd probably want that cleaned up.
Yeah.
We can hold on to it and say we cleaned it up.
Yeah. And if they were going to meet up, and there's exact locations in this documentation that only Ramazeth would know, I'm pretty sure that he would want that to be destroyed in some way so that other people don't find their hideout or whatever's going on. Especially Boop's Noodle, since he's so invested in the Malenti and what's going on with the Sahuagin.
What is his relationship with your father? Is he part of the cult?
No, he's
just-
not a part of the cult. He's the head of like the police force here in Baldur's Gate. So like politically, like my father's on good terms with him. Basically, like just ass kissing. But Boop's Noodle himself is not a part of the cult. I like sussed him out for it when we were having dinner. I had a moment like alone where I was talking to him and I was sussing it out.
So he's just part of the town then.
Yeah, he's a part of the city. Close friends with my dad, but not a part of the cult.
I feel like I'm right on the edge of something, but I'm not quite sure. Like I'm missing something obvious. I feel like we have a lot of information now, but I've drawn
I feel
very
like this
few
is
conclusions.
great, but it's not enough. Like there has to be something else hiding in here.
I think we found quite a bit.
Yeah. I feel we still don't know where Ramazeth is. We know who took him. That's about it.
Well, so the manuscript we found, it was talking about, I missed a little bit of that. It's a manuscript about the Marrow. It was about his correspondence with the Marrow?
Yes.
Okay.
How basically like these are the big details. He was in communication with a community of Marrow that live near a place that you'd never heard of before called Almir, which is described as a community of seafaring humanoids or sea-dwelling humanoids. this community of Marrow was being besieged by another organization to work as mercenaries, and that Ramazith was trying to get them to come to Baldur's Gate for further study.
So I suppose that leads us to our next location. In order to find Ramesith, we have to go to this community at Olmir.
It's definitely a lead. And I'm gonna look at my marine nature book and see if I know about if Marrow and Suigan are just distinct species. Are they
Yes.
offshoots of the same thing?
They're two
Okay.
completely separate species.
Because the Hooligans seem to be like the aggressive force in a lot of the situations we're in. If the Marrow are just there as mercenaries, then maybe that's the people they're referring to. This outside force is the Sahuagin and the pirates and everybody like that. And Marrow don't have legs, so they're just purely sea creatures.
I'll say in the book, what you learn is that the Marrow are transformed merfolk. So they are a completely different species from Sahuagin.
Like magically transformed, or they're just like an offshoot?
They are magically transformed, and they were transformed a long time ago by the demon lord Demogorgon, and they have spread and formed sort of their own societies outside of regular sea-dwelling society.
Okay.
Kind of similar to gnolls in that way.
Do they worship anybody? Like, do they does Umberly have any dominion over these creatures?
They work with and worship it does not say. They don't seem to have any particular allegiance. But I will say, Domo, you have heard of Marrow following Umberly and coming to the aid of they would come to the aid of the priests and priestesses of Umberly when called, assuming they were able to pay some kind of tribute to the Marrow.
So definitely just like a mercenary sort of
Yeah.
group.
The manuscript seems to be just about Marrow in general. There's nothing there that's like, oh, if you want to learn more about Marrow, leave your weapons in the study and sit there.
Nope.
And someone will come find you.
Nothing like that.
Okay. So Ramesith had a very particular interest in Marrow and in this town, or this undersea city. Does anything in this book, or looking around, those creatures downstairs, if we're going on the assumption that they were maybe awakened, what are they? Or do you just find regular types of fish
You have no clue.
or squid things? No clue. Okay, so we've never seen anything like this particular.
Never seen anything
species.
like this.
Maybe he just made it outright.
You can try to make an Arcana test to figure it out.
Tip has read this book for a few minutes and he's feeling pretty smart. He's gonna make an Arcana test. Record his brain. 9. Oh wait, hold on. 12.
Okay, with the 12, you actually do figure something out.
Oh.
These
Thank you, Domo.
These are called this word.
What the hell?
Ik
Oh,
zit za chit o.
he said they were from a different place, and he had to make him hear himself. This sounds like
They
a very
resemble
different place.
manta rays, but they are not manta rays. They are aquatic demons.
Why?
Where did you hear about this? Sif?
So we'll hold up the book about. There's a whole lot of stuff in here. This guy was
Hmm.
very well researched into marine species. This page is particularly earmarked. It's clear he cared a lot about these things. Aquatic demons. If these things came from another plane, maybe we could ask the Sultan if he's ever heard of something like this.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I was wondering how big are the fish in the tank?
They're small creatures, and a small creature is about the size of like a halfling is a small creature. So they're like 3 foot by 3 foot.
Interesting.
Let me see if I can get a picture for you guys.
I got a bird. Might as well get a fish.
Probably should keep them separated.
Yeah.
It's a
There we go.
scary looking manta ray.
Yeah, of all the things that gives speech to.
Chimera thinks it's adorable.
They seem pretty docile. For now.
Why don't we take a 5-minute break? Come back at 9:36.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm back.
Ooh. Who? Got my beer on.
Hey. We're just putting on Bianca. Really quick, before we continue, I'll let you guys know. If you look at the items on your character sheet, you will notice that the magic items, looks like Bianca dropped. The magic items
Oh.
have prices. I'm using a particular list for 5th edition that was generated by some people in the community. Prices there, I think, are pretty good and fair. So you can go ahead and check to see what the prices are of particular items that you have. One of you has an item that is worth 32,000 gold pieces.
Wait, what? Where do we find this list?
If you look at the items in your inventory, you can, depending on what kind of character sheet you're using, I don't think the old-fashioned sheet lets you quickly look at it, but you can click the
I see it
item.
with mine.
You can click like edit item, and you can see the price of things. So, like for example, Sith, his Cloak of the Manta
wow.
Ray is worth 6,000 gold pieces.
Wow.
Someone's got 32,000.
Yeah, Chimera's Gem of Seeing is worth 32,000 gold pieces.
Oh, crap.
Whoa!
What is the Pearl of Power worth?
Pearl of Power is, I think, 6,000.
Wow.
Holy cannoli. He's right.
It's a cannoli.
Yeah, looking at some of Sif's gear, he's actually way less broke than I thought. Well, no, I'm not gonna sell any of this stuff, so.
Oh my god, I'm loaded. Dude,
Yeah, if I ever wanted to sell everything,
Yeah, but selling his hat is at 50%, right?
yeah. Also, we're wearing it. Need to use a lot of these things. Oh, wow. I was curious how much that sword we picked up, Rammus' sword, was worth. Seemed like a
1,000.
1,000. Was 1,000?
So yeah, +1 weapons. I don't care if you guys paid less than this. I'm not gonna penalize you or anything. That would be ridiculous. But +1 weapons are now worth 1,000 gold pieces, plus the cost of the base weapon. So I'll say you guys got a deal if you bought your +1 weapons.
Did anybody buy their +1 weapons?
I know Zathir did.
Ah, way to go, Zathir. You got it when the market was cheap.
I have a crossbow hand +1 that I bought.
None of your items went down in price, except for the potion of invisibility, which I think Domo has one. That went from, I think we listed it at like 6,000, but it's only worth 180.
This potion of vitality is worth 1,000 gold now.
6,000 to 180.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was incorrect in the price. I think I like the scheme that I was using is based off of the rarity of the potion, but for some reason potions of invisibility are like a very rare item. Is that right? Yeah, they're very rare, which is like, I don't think that makes too much sense because it's like a pretty simple effect. It's not like it does a ton. And so the way the items were priced, you would have some items that are very effective, but they're like uncommon items. And so you would be like, all right, I paid 500 gold pieces for this uncommon item, but it does all these different things that could be very useful. Or I can pay 6,000 gold pieces for one potion of invisibility. But it's like you could just have a spellcaster cast invisibility on you and you get the exact same effect.
Yeah, also like the spell book I have is like listed as 50 gold, but I'm sure that's just for like the physical book. I bet if there was a mage out there who I don't hope you don't have to sell it, but if there's a
Yeah,
mage out here who wanted to buy all this stuff, I'm sure it'd be worth like more. I'm not sure how much, but more.
Yeah, the highest level spell on there, I'll say, is probably what's going to set the price for that book. I think, let's see.
Cone of Cold, I guess, if it's listed in spell order.
Let's see. How much
Yeah,
are
Cone of
spell
Cold.
scrolls? Spell scroll. What level is Cone of Cold?
5.
5. So a 5th level spell scroll. It's going to be 640 gold pieces.
Okay. Still, I would rather give it back to Ramazith. A lot of spells. I'm sure you spent a lot of time getting them together. Who wants this gilded writing set?
So
what can we do with that?
Probably sell it or give it back to him when we find him.
What does it do? Inlaid with aquamarine.
it doesn't do
Anyone
anything. It's
taking these
just treasure.
pearls?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll grab a writing set. Most of those take all the stuff, right? We're taking his clothes too.
I picked up the pearls.
I'll take these clothes.
Stealing
Just looted
everything.
his whole house.
If you guys want to sell
Ramesses'
All
anything,
my clothes.
if you guys want to sell anything, let me know and we can handle all that right now.
Yeah, I'll sell some stuff.
All right, let's start with you, Zathir. What do you want to sell?
Gonna sell those pearls I just picked up.
They're worth 100
I have
each.
3 of them.
3 of them. They're worth 100 each. Go ahead and add 300 gold pieces. Anybody else have something they want to sell?
I do not.
There's actually one more thing I want to take from the tower.
Sure.
If possible, I want to take a fish.
How you gonna transport it?
I don't know. I haven't
Does he
thought
have
that far
a
into
tank?
it.
Maybe he's got a tank somewhere else here, a smaller, more portable tank.
Like a portable tank.
Tell you what, roll a d100. If you want to roll high, I'll give you there's a 50% chance. Oof.
No.
Unfortunately, they do not have a portable tank.
Hmm.
I wanna sell this scimitar that I have.
Okay, how much is that?
25 gold.
25. So go ahead and give yourself 12 gold pieces. Anybody else have things they want to sell? Sell that
Yeah.
writing set, for example.
Hold on to the writing set.
I want to sell all the clothes I got.
Got 6
They're like, oh man, Rameseth would love these. It's just a style.
6 sets of fine clothing. They are worth 15 gold pieces each. So 15 times 6, 30, 60, 90. Give yourself 45 gold pieces.
Okay, that's fair. I also do want, well, I also want to sell the pearl necklace.
How much is the pearl necklace?
$25,000 gold pieces. I'm cool with splitting it with everyone.
25,000 gold
No,
pieces?
it's only
Oh
2,500.
no, 2,500.
I was about to say, what? I made a mistake.
Imagine.
2,500. Wow.
And it's a treasure, so you get the full value.
Oh wow, we just get that much money?
And I want to split it between the party.
So 500 each.
Yeah.
I'll add 500
Thank you.
to
Wow. Should I split up that 300 that I picked up?
Unless you think about that.
Somebody asked me a question. Oh,
I think we all picked up stuff, so that's just a particularly expensive piece.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just hold on to it.
Last session, I used all my money. So this is really nice.
Yeah, I was down to 5 gold.
I had 0 gold. Yeah.
Now I want to buy something. It's like burning a hole in my pocket.
Nah, I'm gonna savor this moment. Keep this gold in my pocket.
To stay in the green for a few more hours.
Just a couple of sessions.
anything else want to sell? Going once? Going twice? Okay, so you guys leave the tower. Guard lets you out, asks if you found anything important that you should report to Detective Boopsnoodle.
I'll say yes. I'm not gonna talk about the documentation we found, But I am going to give him the information that 7 people in purple robes also were the people who actually kidnapped Rameseth. And give him that tidbit. And let him know that we spoke to the manta rays and that they were in fact intelligent and able to be spoken to. Because I know I gave him that tidbit. That's like why we were able to go in the tower to begin with.
He looks at you like, what?
No way.
I
What?
say I know, pretty crazy, and I point back at the tank. I assume the one that I spoke to gives a little nod. Like,
He gives
yeah, we
you a knowing
understand
nod.
you. Like, you see that? That's a pretty smart man, Ray. You should feed him.
Yeah, they like flesh.
I'll t-
I'm not sure what a manta ray eats.
well, I mean, you
Odd-
could probably give it like leftover food, like shrimps, like little shrimpies, or like stuff from the pub.
Give me a
You
persuasion
know.
Sure,
check.
they would really appreciate it.
Anything fleshy.
Persuasion check.
Did you
DC
say I had
12.
to give a persuasion check? Little shrimpies? What's there? Okay. Little
Uh,
shrimpies.
All right, I suppose I can have my men come in once or twice a week and toss some food in there.
Make sure they don't fall into the tank.
Oh, but would that be a problem?
Not unless they're really hungry. They're
Oh.
not that big.
Oh, if you say so.
What time of day or evening is it?
I'll say it's let's say it's like early evening at this point. You guys have been exploring that tower for a couple hours, investigating different rooms, going through, and it is now early.
I don't know about you guys, but I could go for some food and some drinks. Maybe powwow about this a bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
A productive day.
All right, where would you guys like to go?
I don't know, it's a tavern we haven't been to yet. Or I guess somewhere close to the inn.
Let's see. You got a place here called the Three Old Kegs.
Sure. It's close, right?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Widely regarded as one of the best inns in all of Faerun, not just the Sword Coast. It's furnished with plush
Ooh.
booths and gaming tables, and the walls are decorated with exotic trophy heads, paintings of dukes, and thick tapestries. Although the inn does not provide meals, it has a vast wine cellar filled with bottles of fine vintage, 25 gold pieces each, which come with a nutty malt bread. An upper floor contains a selection of gaming tables, which provide low-risk gambling for particular patrons and other distinguished guests.
You see it costs 25 gold to get in?
No, it's 25. They offer, one of the options they offer is these very fancy bottles of wine. And this place does not provide meals.
You know, what first round's on me. And I'll do the 25 package for everyone.
Cool. Yeah, you spend 25 gold pieces. You buy a. I'm picturing you guys are led in. And Zathir, you have this like heavy feeling in your coin pouch. Feeling a little saucy.
Too heavy.
You're kind of like, give me a bottle of your finest wine. Server says, "Oh, right away, sir." Heads downstairs and he comes up with a dusty bottle. Pulls it out. A very fine vintage, if I do say so myself. It also comes with this serving of this nutty, malty bread for everybody. It's supposed to pair well with wine. And he uncorks the wine and he hands it to you in order to see if it's something that you approve of.
Zetir gives it a little sniff, a little swirl, holds it up into the light to see the coloration of this particular wine. Finally, takes a sip of it and swirls and swishes around its tongue. Zetir, I guess he approves the wine for everyone. It says quite good, really excellent flavors here. Why don't we get a bottle for everyone here? Thank you, sir.
Bottle for everybody. It'll be 25 gold pieces a head.
I think for one, we just start with one for now. Is it there? We can
Yes,
work up
save,
to it.
save your coins with you. We can share for now.
Fair enough.
Can Sif take a sip and can I make a? How do I decide if I like it or not?
Tell
Can
me.
I make a roll?
You can do whatever you want.
I want to make a d20 roll to see how much I like this wine. All right. I haven't had a lot of wine, but
It's human wine. Yeah, a good vintage in human years is like 50 years, right? A good vintage to elves is like 600 years.
it's a good recommendation, Zathir. This place has acceptable wine.
I'm quite surprised myself. It's rare indeed to come across such vintage, I must say. Now, what do you say about Ramesses Tower? Quite the pot of gold we did find there, that's for sure.
Yeah, everything he had lying around we took back with us. Man was clearly interrupted. He never expected whatever happened to him to happen.
I'm afraid we didn't find many answers, though. We have another lead, but we're not short on leads right now, I feel. And, I think the time is coming to make a choice, I guess, as to where to head.
Wonder why he was keeping those I won't even try to pronounce it. This name I've written down. The aquatic demons. What is his main passion seemed to be keeping a tank of them, feeding them and observing them. And from what we've learned, John, I'm gonna ask you this. From what we learned about the aquatic demons, is the fact that they can talk rare for them, or do they all talk? Like, can they all talk?
They all talk.
Okay, so he didn't use awakening on them.
They speak
These are
abyssal, and they speak their own unique language.
So Ramesses had a unique interest a very deep interest in aquatic life and marine life, and a particular interest in these demons. And the fact that he was sitting there observing them means there was something about them he didn't know yet, and maybe never got a chance to know.
Do you think they're connected in some way to what was happening? I took it as an eccentricity of a wizard. You know, being on the first level, I don't know if he spent much time there.
I mean,
It would be
back to it, there was somebody who said something about he would bring people there and show them off. So maybe they were just a thing he liked, like the way you keep a pet.
Supposedly he was just quite interested in the art itself. Those were his experiments as well as his studies. I'm sure he treated them well,
Well, they said he made
he
them.
would anyone.
Like they were created. How does one make a demon? Well, if he wasn't taken for that specifically, why do we think he was taken?
You're saying you think he was taken because of the demons? The demon?
No, I don't really know. All I know is that these things are very interesting, and I'm not sure if they fit into a puzzle or if not, but they're definitely of note. I think I'm unsure why he was taken, other than it's just generally powerful.
Yeah, I think to me it was more the research he was doing into the marrow. Um, these could very well be connected, but at first I thought they were just, you know, an oddity he kept around to show off and occupy his mind. But there's no mention of them in his manuscript, right?
Not in this one, no.
Well, we had brought up earlier about him having an altar of Emberly. Is it odd for him to have that there?
Having a what?
His altar of Emberly.
Oh,
Is it odd for him to be praising this particular?
it surprises me in some way, but seeing I didn't know much about him before, and seeing how much interest he shows in sea creatures, it I suppose is not that odd. The more we learn about him, I just didn't know or didn't suspect it before, so it was surprising to see, but it's not. It doesn't stand out to me as you know, after seeing the rest of the stuff he was looking at. I could try and contact the High Trident to see if he had any contact with her.
That might be
Maybe
good
it'd
to
be
look into.
Yeah, it's also been like a whole day since speaking to the Dread High Trident. Maybe you could figure out if they found anything in the cave. If Purple Robes took him, I wouldn't be surprised that maybe Ramesses might even be in the cave. Or in some sort of hideout.
It was. I thought it was. We got here this morning, still, right?
Yes.
I don't. I would
Same day.
imagine that. Yeah, they haven't found the cave yet. I would imagine they're on the move now.
But let me get this straight: the purple robes or the coat of the Kraken. Is that wrong?
I believe an affiliate in some way, but I'm not sure how myself.
The purple robes are pirates. They're the affiliated pirates. So they're the ones who are working with Suhugan, and I imagine the cult of the Kraken. I'm pretty sure. I think Kai was
Yeah.
kidnapped by some purple robe people, and were looking for her specifically.
Yeah, I think like those people in the robes, like they worked for Jarl Bluebeard, who serves the Kraken, confirmed.
Yeah. So the Suhugan and the pirates broke in, and the pirates grabbed him and then took him back to who knows where. But he had information about the marrow. If we're looking for something next to do about this in particular, I mean, going to that town seems to be. They might have more information about what to do next or where he was taken, maybe. It's the only
Yeah.
real lead. But it is kind of out of our way, I think. Zathir, everything going on is everything is pressing and everything is important, and I don't know where Ramazith is or how much trouble he's in. But I can see you scratching in front of me. And I kind of want to fix the things I can see. Are you okay with leaving this town and your father and going to try to fix this problem of yours?
Well, I believe you said it best. I need to take care of myself in order to take care of someone else. And considering the particular circumstances that Chimera has mentioned, we're gonna need me at top-notch shape, if you get what I mean.
It's not just that, you're in pain. I know this isn't comfortable for you, and it's been getting worse.
It's really nothing. In my mind, getting my father out and getting the information that we need from Ramesses is very important to us.
A waiter comes by. Is everything serving you fellers well today?
I could go for another round. How about you guys?
Sure, I'll get the next round of this extremely expensive and pretty good wine.
He goes down and fetches another bottle for your table.
Domo's just been drinking water this whole time, by the way.
Okay.
Wine's not to taste.
Wait a minute. Let me tell that waiter something.
Hey, you come back here.
Zetir gets up to catch that waiter.
Okay. You do so.
Listen up. Is there like a more VSOP vintage of this type of wine?
I believe I have something down there. Looking for something a little bit more to meet expensive tastes.
Give me a quick look at it.
Sure, come on down. He takes you down to the cellar. See all these bottles. They're little cubby holes. Some of them are covered in cobwebs. And he takes you over to one bottle in particular. Says, "This one's even older than me. It's gonna run you about 50 gold pieces."
50 gold pieces. Look, bring it down to 40. It's a special day for our crew right here today.
Give me a persuasion check. AC 12. Alright, I'm in a good mood. 40 it is.
All right. I'll take this then.
By the way, I
Put it
already
on
gave
the
him
bill.
25, so you can just have to give 15 if you're paying.
Yeah, I'll give him the rest. So, I'll kind of like go to the bar and set up the glasses and like pour it out so I can bring it on the tray for you guys. And as I bring it to you guys, I'll show the bottle to everyone and says, "Hey guys, look at this one. This bottle, VSOP vintage, about 30 years old. One of the best," he says. I'll kind of like show the bottle off and give everyone a glass.
I didn't realize you were so into wines, Aether.
You'll be surprised. There's a lot of things you don't know about me. Zetir will kind of swirl, do the same exact thing that he did with testing the other wine, and kind of lifts it up in the air for everyone else. Let's get a grip on Ramesses and where he is. If you guys are up to it, I'll be gladly to take care of myself too. If you guys help.
I agree. That is, I agree with Sif on that. It seems to be the most pressing matter before us right now. Your health is very important.
To your health, and Sif will raise a glass.
Raise the grass. Is that there? Cheers. Cheers.
There's cheers and drink. Domo, are you drinking as well?
I cheersed with the wine, but I went back to my glass of water.
I'm also doing the same. I'm not drinking.
Sif's drinking.
Zetir notices, and are you kidding me? This bottle is 50 gold pieces. VSOP. Chimera, especially you. You gotta try this.
With my fine taste, I'll go and I'll smell the glass. I would say Chimera, being from nobility, has had really excellent wine before. And not just like normal wine, but elven wine. And she takes a smell of it and looks at Zetir and says, not quite in my age range. I'd prefer something a little bit more refined. But I do appreciate the kind gesture. And I set it to the side.
Zetir looks at Domo.
I,
Especially you, with all that toasting and roasting to your gods. I suppose you wouldn't mind taking a sip of this finest. It's 50 gold pieces. I even talked the guy down for it.
yes, well, uh, toasting to my gods, as I do. My religious vows, I can't drink too much. Water is the most holy thing to me.
Seems there's an issue of trust here.
Cheers.
Well, the fastest way to fix that is by just jumping into it, and Sif will down his whole glass.
I go and I reprimand Sif and say, you shouldn't be chugging wine like that. It's so barbarian of you.
That's how you get to the next glass of it. Finish one, move on to the next. Chimera, I thought you've always liked wine a little bit at least. This isn't... Actually, Sif's gonna roll again and see how much he likes this wine.
This is a different wine.
I know.
You know
This
what? Because
is
it's a
right?
different wine, go ahead and roll that with advantage.
Okay. This wine is better than the last wine. But it is missing a certain age. I know you've had amazing wine, but don't look down on wood elves. Who do you think makes the wood casks?
I go and I chuckle and I say, well, you didn't make this one.
Sif, go ahead and give me a Constitution save.
Okay.
Oh no.
Saving throw. Oh.
Sif, you
Wow,
fall
double
you fall unconscious.
Wow.
What?
Oh no.
Can I try to like catch Sif before he like hurts himself, like face plants on the table or like falls out of his chair?
Sure, yeah, you grab him just in time before he fully slams into the table.
I am an elf, so does this count?
No, magic is not putting you to sleep.
Oh.
What the
Can
hell's
I-
going on?
Just snoring.
Can I look at the glass? I want to look at Sif's glass to see if there's anything in it.
Give me a perception test. It's a DC 24.
Damn.
Zetir, I trusted you.
Zetia is calling for the waiter. He's pissed off. Doesn't know what's going on here.
The waiter comes
Why
over.
why am I not rolling?
Oh, your friend had a bit too much there, huh?
What's going on here? I know this man, and he could drink way more than your silly wine here.
What are you talking about? Is he all right?
Oh my god.
You tell me.
Should I call a medic?
I go and I say yes. I think you should.
Oh,
I'm not sure what's wrong with him. He didn't drink that much. This is only his second glass of wine. He's a hearty fella.
Can I do an inside check on Zephyr, see if he's putting on a show or not?
give me an insight test.
Haha, he didn't
Wait.
suspect that I'm not sleeping.
Did Domo drink it?
No, Domo didn't. Domo's drinking water.
No.
Demo. Yep, no clue.
Good. Is Sif like just sleeping, or does it look like he's like ill?
Yeah, am I dying or something?
No, you're not dying. You are currently poisoned.
Oh no.
Whoa.
And you are unconscious. I'm trying to find unconscious.
Oh shit. Do I notice this? Like he is poisoned?
You don't
Medicine?
know he's poisoned, but he is currently
But
suffering the
that's
effects of
mechanically
poison.
he is poisoned.
And also, we know that he didn't drink anywhere near enough to like knock him out like that.
No, and this
Yeah.
this was
I mean, he
Like,
did chug the whole bottle. He said.
No, it's just a glass, just a glass.
like
I mean,
this
this is
was
30-year-old
like
vintage.
sudden. Like he seemed fine, and then his words started to slur, and then he just like his eyes like rolled into the back of his head, and he just kind of slammed forward.
Whoa. In a panic, I would say Chimera does not know that it's poison, but in a panic, could she slip antitoxin into his mouth?
Oh, I have antitoxin too.
Yeah.
Well, you ain't using it.
Go ahead
I
and
didn't.
use
I
your
forgot.
go ahead and use antitoxin.
I will.
Let's see. Oh, all it does is I'm sorry. Don't use it. You already did. I'll give it back to you. Because all it
Okay.
does is it gives you advantage on saving throws against poison. It doesn't remove.
Oh,
Oh, but well,
I'm gonna
is
cast
yeah.
what I have. I can't. I keep getting refreshed, but I have the same thing that I did to the guys. It was like poison disease or something. I think.
wait, is this bottle old? I don't expect this type of service here.
The guy checks the bottle and says, "Smells fine, sir. It's
It went stale. My friend's dead. He's poisoned.
well, you tasted it too. What did it taste bad?"
Not necessarily.
Can I see if Zithir's lying?
Give me an insight test.
He's telling the truth.
Zephyr, this is pretty low. We know you're trying to sneak away to save your dad. All we're
Don't
trying
look
to
at
do
me
is help
like
you.
that. I did
Oh.
not do anything. I picked a bottle of wine. The guy brought me to his cellar. Ask him.
But that is true. But we don't sell tainted wine here. I assure you.
And why just Sifs? Why not any one of us?
Because we weren't drinking. It was only
Yeah.
you and Sif.
Not necessarily. Chimera, she drank, did she not?
No, I didn't.
No, she
And
just
Domo didn't drink?
no.
Oh.
They
I
have
drank.
they have glasses full of wine, but they didn't drink it.
That is Zephyr.
What? I drank some myself. And
Just-
I'll even pour another glass and drink more of the wine.
I go and I give Zithir my glass. And I say, no, drink from this one.
Fine. I'll drink Chimera's glass. I'll lift it up. I'll raise it up to the light to look at the colorization. Take a sip.
If he knew what he was putting into it, he would know how to counteract it as well.
Nothing seems to happen.
See? Must
What
have
about-
been just Sif's cup.
What about Domo's cup?
Well,
Well, drink it yourself.
I think you could drink another glass. You bought the bottle.
I'm already feeling a little tipsy myself, if you actually know what I mean.
I'm gonna do intimidation. I'm gonna take the glass and I'm gonna put it in front of him and say, I want you to drink this now.
Fine, I'll take a quick sip just to show you what I mean.
Not a quick, all of it.
I can't chug this. I'd even chug mine. Look,
If Sif
you all
cuts
talk,
it,
why don't you chug it?
because I'm not gonna get poisoned.
Okay.
Fine, I'll take a quick sip.
Sif, your eyes open. You have a excruciating hangover headache.
Oh shit! What happened? What happened?
Zathir's trying to
Sif,
knock
are
us
you
all out.
okay? The heck is that?
This resolved.
One second.
Well, I'm taking a sip. John?
Who's John? Okay. Chimera, you see him, he's like it's like when someone's fake drinking something out of a TV show. Like they're drinking it and it's like, yummy, yummy. But it's like not actually going past their lips.
I divert my attention from Sif and I bark at Zathir and say, "Hey, what do you think you're doing? I told you to drink the whole glass. You think I kept my eyes off you?"
Look, if you don't trust me, screw you guys. And Zathir gets really angry, slams his hand on the table, and like walks away.
I go and I take the unfinished glass of Domo's wine that Zathir didn't finish drinking and hand it to the barkeep and say, when Medic comes here, is it possible for them to see what's in this glass? I believe my friends.
I believe so.
Something got slipped into this person's drink.
Sure, I'll have them take a look at it. Should we call the authorities?
I go and I say, I don't think that's necessary. I believe our friend is going through a personal tiff and took it way too far. I just want to make sure my other friend is okay.
Of course, miss. Here, have another serving of bread on the house. And another bottle of wine.
Corkin this time. As like a joke, I just giggle a little bit and I say thank you.
So you did poison the wine. Is that why you didn't drink it?
I had a hunch that he would try to do something. I'm sorry, I didn't stop you, Sif.
That's fine. It was clear you two were uncomfortable drinking it. I figured the best way to figure this out would be to drink it.
Yes, thanks for
Thankfully, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, thanks for taking that bullet for us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand Zathir. I wouldn't have stopped him. I think it's a bad idea, but he's able to live his own life how he wants to live it.
I feel like his personal motive shouldn't affect the well-being of his friends. Like, there's no reason to poison you and knock you unconscious
He keeps
over.
telling us. Go ahead.
I was gonna say there's no reason to bring harm upon the party if he has his own personal goals. If anything, that poison should have been for me.
I think Zathir
Well-
feels like we don't trust him, maybe. And the only way he could have done what he wanted to do was to get rid of the rest of us. Not a good spot for a party to be in.
The way to get us to trust him is not to try and poison us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm
still,
gonna take this bottle.
I think I know where he's going, at least.
I don't think he was meaning us direct harm with the poison, but he wanted to sneak away to save his dad.
No, I mean, I don't feel great. I'm a bit unlevel-headed, but I don't feel bad. I think you're correct. I think he was just trying to, for some reason, put us to sleep so we could do this. He should have just asked.
Chimera's ears perk up, hearing that he's probably trying to sneak away to go and save his dad. And she's like, yeah. And she scans the room and notices that Zathir is gone. And she's gonna head home and communicate this to Domo and Sif. I think he's headed there right now.
You're gonna go there alone?
I think it would be a good idea to have backup. As much as I'd love to handle this by myself, I don't know how reckless he's feeling. Or actually, I have an idea of how reckless he's feeling, considering he tried poisoning you.
Are you trying to like catch up with him?
I would say, depending on what Sif and Doma want to do, Chimera is going to try to catch up with him. Or I guess like considering it's her home, she might even know a shortcut or a quicker way to get to the house before he does.
If we have a way of getting to him, I would like to stop Zathir from what he's doing, or at least confront him. So if we can get to Zathir, I'd like to try to do that. I'm not sure how Domo feels.
Yeah, I agree. We've been trying to talk him out of this for a while now, and he's just not listening. I think we need to force him to leave. I think, like you said, Chimera, it's kind of a death trap to go there now. Your father would find us all out right away.
I nod and agree.
There's a lot of things we need to do and a lot of places we need to go, and if we're being directly targeted and if you lose your link, it's bad all around. This is not a trap to spring yet.
Mm-hmm. No
If we
time
can-
to waste, son.
See if we can find him.
Right.
I think he's right about here.
Your group hits the streets, heading in the direction of Chimera's familial estate. Chimera, you know the city like the back of your hand, so you find some quick paths to take you in that direction. And kind of have an inkling of where he might be. And after kind of looking around the perimeter, noticing that kind of no one is on alert, no one, the guards that are stationed at the estate itself aren't looking for someone or acting as if they've been attacked. You eventually do find Zathir. Standing
I go
there,
and I like
looking and examining the state from afar.
I go and I break his concentration. Like, I go and I storm up behind him and grab him by the shoulder and spin him around and say, "What the hell do you think you're doing?"
Oh, Chimera, what? You found me. What are you
Yeah,
doing here?
You think I'm an idiot? I live here, and I know what you're up to. You gotta cut the shit.
Look, My father is within the grasp of my hands. I need to be able to see him at least. Years of looking for him. And he's right there.
Yeah? And what do you think about Sif collapsing on the floor after the shit that you pulled?
It was
Was that
merely
worth it?
it was merely a sleeping potion. He would have been fine in the morning. Look, I didn't want anyone to follow me. I just didn't have enough poison for you.
You should have just asked to go. There's very little chance you'll be able to see your father, and he's also in disguise. He might not recognize you, and you won't be able to get him out. If all you want to do is see your father before you die, then I won't stop you from going into the manor. But I want you to live, and I want you to save your father when you actually can do it. Now this is just foolish. You're throwing your life away.
Sethier would kind of look down in shame. Sif, I'm Domo. I'm really sorry for what I've done.
You haven't done anything. You have to trust us.
It's not that I don't trust you. You wouldn't. I don't believe you would have let me gone anywhere near this castle to talk to my father. But you don't understand. Since I've lost them, well, they're here. Don't you understand? Well, he's here. I really do need to see him. Chimera. It's the only way possible. Just to talk with him. Like, you say he's in a daze, but I'm sure if he just heard my voice, saw me, he'll break out of it for a moment.
I go and I scold him and I say that's very ignorant of you. The fact that you tried to go and poison Domo and Sif, and then on top of that, not even heed my warning of all the shit that you could get us into, just trying to break into the manor alone, regardless of what you're after. It's very ignorant of you, and you're not gonna believe it until you see it. And I go and I grab him and I drag him to the front entrance of the manor, leaving Sif and Domo behind. And I tell them, stay back. And I head towards the front door.
I never did like her father. I say to Domo.
Move past the two soldiers or the two guards that are positioned, who stand at attention as you approach. You pass by without any interference, and you reach the door.
I go and I enter the manor with Zathir. Or I open the door, or I knock on the door to see who answers.
You knock on the door. Roll a D100 for me. Just don't roll a 1 to 5.
She rolled a 1 and a 5,
One and a
kind of.
Heart attack when I saw that one. I had a heart attack.
Yeah, the door opens, and there is the servant that has been with your family for a little over a decade. He doesn't look at either of you in the eyes. He just sort of opens the door, stands there idly, and then moves to the side as if to let you in.
This is the guy.
Yeah, but neither you or Domo are at the entrance. It's
Yeah.
just me and Zathir. But I look at Zathir and I telepathically tell him, this is him.
Sethier is looking at his father. Does he recognize his father?
It doesn't look anything like your father at all. Your father looked very much like you, but you. Yeah, it's whatever is cast upon this person, whatever spell or magic has been transforming him, it is making him completely alien to you. And I'll also say he doesn't seem to recognize you either. He doesn't seem to really recognize anything except for what his task is to do, which is to let you two into the manor.
Zetir will look at him astonished. Krizel, it's me, Zetir. Zetir puts his hands on his father's cheeks. Don't you remember me? Look at me in my eyes. It's me, Zetir. Come on, Krizel. Don't you remember me? Krizel Lakrim, that's you. And don't you remember my mother, Popova? Popova, your wife. Zetir would kind of look at it, gaze in his eyes to see if there's any kind of shift.
Roll a d20. If you roll a natural 20, that's what you're looking for, a nat 20.
Come on. You do have inspiration.
Nope.
I'm gonna use that inspiration.
Do it.
Come on, D20.
Damn.
That's the
Oh.
dice.
On my screen, the 20 is like right there. Okay, so he doesn't really acknowledge you. You look into his face, you look into his eyes. They don't really kind of make contact with you. It almost seems like there's nothing behind those eyes.
As Zetir is holding his face and kind of like shaking and like looking in his eyes, Zetir starts sobbing. Krizel, please. Wake up, it's me, Zetir. And he's just holding him, shaking him in disbelief that he doesn't recognize him.
And that's when
In
you
disbelief
hear
that Zetir doesn't recognize him either.
and that's when you hear
And
a voice from inside the manor. He can't recognize you, you know. And a man steps out from around the corner. A man who is very visually similar to Chimera. He steps out, his arms sort of folded over him, just like in his portrait. And he says, I made sure that he can't remember anything. And before I had him transformed, I prefer it this way. Don't you? He looks at you and smiles sinisterly. Oh, nothing to say? Come on, Zetir. I'm sure you have a lot going on in that mind of yours. His eyes begin to glow, and you feel something playing deep within your mind.
Before, can I react to that before
Sure.
he's able to do it? I'm gonna cast gaseous form on Zetir.
Right, cast it. Actually, should he? He's kind of a dirtbag.
No.
Okay.
No.
You cast gaseous form. and
Wait,
he-
what?
You cast gaseous form, and he casts counterspell. And he
Ooh.
says, No, my dear. We're just having a bit of fun.
I look angrily at Zetir and say, this is what you wanted.
Why do you have my father hostage like this? What did he ever do to you?
Nothing, really. If I'm being quite honest, what he did to me, or what he was trying to do to me, wouldn't ultimately have had much of an effect at all. My influence is far too powerful in the city and in the realms beyond. But I do gain some sick pleasure, I'm sure you would call it, in seeing him in this form, knowing that somewhere deep inside he perhaps still has some memory of you or that woman of his. Popova, you said her name was?
Zethir snarls with him saying the word.
You see, I keep him like this to remind me what I'm capable of and what I have planned for not only this city, but for the cities beyond. And I use this now as an opportunity to revel. Revel in front of you. Someone who can't do anything about it.
Zethir gets really angry and kind of reaches for his crossbow and just keeps a tight fist on it, but doesn't move and doesn't lift it up.
He doesn't even react, he just laughs. Chimera. Remove your friend here before he does something hasty.
I nod and I bow and I say, I admire your mercy. He should have deserved a lot worse for doing this.
Oh no. Oh no, not at all. He suffers more this way.
I nod and to play along, she's gonna let out a little chuckle and say, "You are right." And I tell Zethir, "Let's go."
Zethir knows he's outmatched and kind of just listens to Chimera with his kind of looking down, tightly holding the grip of his hand crossbow as if he were to attempt to shoot, but he just can't because he's weak.
I turn to my father and I say, "I'll see you tonight."
He nods. He tells the servant to close the door. They do. Then the two of you return to Domo and Sif.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Zethir just kind of looks down and grimace and says, I'm gonna go walk. I'll meet you guys back at the end. Kind of just somberly walks off with no like goal in mind. He's just lost in thought, walking not even at a faster slope, just a really slow pace, walking into like Netherlands.
From what Chimera witnessed, can she confirm that her father peered into Zethir's mind?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
I will go and cross my arms and let Sif and Domo know that Zethir's mind has been peered into.
yeah, I think we'll need to watch our back in the city a little more now that he knows. You know, he didn't know any of us before, and now that he's read Zethir's mind, he knows all of us.
I go
Yeah.
and I look at Sif and Domo and say, if I don't meet you at the inn in the morning, leave without me. Flee Baldur's Gate. Promise me you will.
What's gonna happen to you? Are you planning to die?
I'm prepared to, if it means you guys could get out the city safe. I must return
Well-
to the mansion tonight.
Why don't we leave now? We just go back to
Yeah.
the ship and leave now. Your father already suspects too much. I mean, I don't know how. Do you think he suspects you at all? If he was reading Zithir's mind, who knows what conversation Zithir was thinking about at the moment. If any of it involved you saying something, I don't know, but are you safe to go
How
back home?
knowing my father, to what extent can he read minds? Like, does he just read like the immediate thoughts, or can he like really dig in there,
He
like
can
through like memories?
he can very easily catch surface level thoughts. In order for him to like dig and find something in particular, he needs to like really focus on someone, and that person would have an opportunity to make saving throws.
Would I know if that's what he did to Zithir in that moment,
He
or was it just like
definitely
a
definitely
superficial
got
thing?
some superficial surface level thoughts,
I mean, even
like
if he,
who you people are, like things that you can surmise he possibly learned. Who you people
yeah, I mean,
are.
even if he didn't read Zithir's mind at all, he now knows Zithir's face, and he's got a considerable network of people he could be like, look into this person and figure out who they're with. Yeah, if he didn't know about us before, he knows about all of us now. So that's out of the bag.
Yeah, I do suggest we leave tonight. From what I can tell, there isn't much any of us need to accomplish here, and I think it would just be the safest thing to do.
I would agree
I
with that as well.
I turn to Domo and say, I have unfinished business. I was supposed to speak with a historian. And I was planning on doing it before leaving, but I don't think that's gonna be an option for me. Like, I already told my father I would see him tonight, so in some capacity, I'm gonna have to
Right.
talk to him before I leave.
Do you believe you can get in there, do what you need to do, and get out safely?
No.
Then just like I would recommend Zithir to Zithir, I think if this is a bridge we have to burn now, we burn it. We can always come back and resolve unsolved business later, but if you really think you're gonna go there and not make it out, then we go there later as a group. And we solve this together.
We're gonna need to protect Zithir at all costs. He said that Zithir has an interesting mind he'd like to prod. Zithir's a huge target now.
All the more reason to leave.
We better go find him then. Are you comfortable with that, Chimera? You have convictions in your mind and you don't usually back off of them at all. If you're nothing like Zithir, at least you will tell us what you want to do. Are you comfortable with coming back later, or do you need to do what you're doing tonight?
If I could do anything to ensure your safety, I'll do that. Even if it means holding him off so that he can't find the sea skater and chase you guys down. If there's anything you could do now, find Zithir, go to the sea skater, and if I'm not there by sunrise, leave.
Just in case, take this, and we'll make sure that Chimera has one of the sending stones.
I disagree with this. I don't count this as an acceptable loss. We'll go down together trying to get out of here before I let you walk back into that place.
There
Go
might
ahead.
there's a really, if anyone can diffuse the situation, it could be me.
I think all I can do is we're a group because we decide to be a group. If somebody has something they're dead set on, just like with Zathir, if you have to do it, I can't tell you no. I can't stop you from doing something you want to do. I think we have a larger burden overall that we've accepted, but Ree's trying to live her own life. If Chimera, if you feel like you need to go do this, then as much as I think it's a bad idea, you have to go do it.
It would be worse if I break my word and I leave in the middle of the night. He will come finding us. They're not just nested in Baldur's Gate. They will find us wherever we go. And there will be problems moving forward if I can't resolve it tonight.
Okay. So that was really good. That was so good, in fact, that I'm gonna let you guys level up.
Oh wow. We leveled via
Wow.
RP.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was gonna hold it off until you guys finished the next dungeon, but yeah, that was really good. Good job.
Yeah. God damn it, Matt.
What? I'm playing my character.
We tell you like 20 times, don't go there.
Don't go. If you are gonna go, please tell us you're gonna go. Please talk to us. Like,
And
how
then
about
you're
you
like-
have this wine?
And
I
then you're
know
like,
I just
why
saved
don't
you."
you guys trust me?
Also, this is after the game. I'm gonna get that money back for that bottle of wine. You owe me 25 gold, which I'm gonna add right now.
Jesus, the way my dad just like bitch slapped me from trying to save Zathir is like wild.
Oh, he can.
And then he let you go, which is like the
Wild.
By the
ultimate
way,
power. He's
he
like, go ahead.
he doesn't have spell slots. He can just cast counterspell at will.
Fucking insane. Now you
He's-
know. Now
very-
you know.
He's
now,
very
now I
powerful.
know. Now I know.
That's like not even the height of his.
Jesus.
I wasn't expecting a run-in with him. I thought we had a.
I mean,
You
come
think
on,
there
man.
wouldn't be a run-in?
You think he's
At
not gonna
his
show
house?
up? You go to his
Are
house.
you serious?
I mean, it's got to
Yes.
be a huge castle.
It's his house.
Yo, it's his house, and he has your dad under mind control. You think
so-
he ain't gonna sense you shaking him?
Someone goes
Are
to your
you
house,
fucking
grabs your surfer, and
serious?
starts crying in front of them and saying you're his son. He might know about it or
And
hear about
says
it.
his name out loud, his
Yeah.
real name.
No,
Are you
no.
fucking serious?
No. To be for real, I'm playing my character. His life goal is to find his parents because he lost them at sea, and that's
You're
his
definitely
life goal.
playing that character.
So, like,
Yeah, but
You're gaslighting so deep right now.
yeah.
well, I figured at least seeing him, that was cool. That was really cool for Zathir. I think
It was
for
good.
now, like, because of this, you got his trust. He's gonna do whatever it takes to get better and get stronger to actually like try to occupy to get back at your father to get his father back. So, but
I will say
that-
it would have felt a little bit unfair if you're like, all right, like I just did a thing for Sif's background. If Zathir's like, hey, my dad is fucking here, and we're like, now we're gonna leave, and I still think we probably should have just left. But from like a narrative standpoint, yeah, I guess it makes sense for Zathir to be like, fuck
well-
everything else. I'm gonna do this thing that is a bad idea.
it is his character to do that. And normally I wouldn't put the crew in a shitty situation like that, but
No, it's
For
fine.
this
I
character, that's
stabbed
his-
somebody. I killed
that's
somebody.
his thing.
The candle key. I thought my character would do that, so I think this is fine.
It's nice that you trust us now, but I think you got some trust work to do to gain
yeah.
Domo's trust back.
yeah. Chimera's
Yeah.
gonna fucking have you on a ball and chain. Like, she's not gonna trust you for shit, dude.
Yeah, I said like explicitly that Chimera. Sif was like, you're not like Zathir. You'll be straight with us. So there's a little bit of trust you have to get back.
Yeah, but Zathir's a little maniac most of his life. So like he ran into that manuscript and got these powers because he was that desperate to like learn information to find his parents. So that's why he's cursed, because he was that desperate to like find that information.
No, I mean
yeah.
like excellent role playing.
Yeah.
But everyone hates Zathir now.
Except for Kai.
Yeah.
Kai is like, "What's up, guys? Oh, I'm rich." He's the first to go.
Well, let me tell you.
Kai's gonna have to like listen to this whole session. Nina.
Oh boy.
I flew her in.
Also, I do feel like this is like what do they call this? Like ludo narrative dissonance. Because like we robbed this guy's house, we took all of his clothes and then sold all of his clothes. If he ever gets back there, he's gonna be like, "Why did you take my clothes?" But from like a game perspective, it's just loot you get. Like, oh, I found a necklace. Oh, nice.
He's
I'll sell
gonna
it
be
for.
like, my hands are missing.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, my grandma gave me the necklace. And we're like, oh, sorry, we just sold it like immediately.
Pay for
That-
saving you.
I was gonna put up
Like
a
the
little fight
Hooligan
because it's
got
like
it.
the shrine to Umberly, but I figure Umberly would want me to have it since I'm trying to work for her right now.
You took the shrine?
No, like the stuff was around the shrine.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I don't know. It's a little bit thing. It's like you're playing a game, you get rewarded with loot. Just when you start thinking about where the loot comes from, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. It's always the heroes are like usually fighting an enemy that has taken over like a village, but then you're grabbing all the villagers' stuff.
Yeah,
to
it's
help
like
you on way.
the Legend of Zelda phenomenon, where like Link breaks into a house and breaks all the pots, and just smashes them against the walls and takes the loot. And that's how you feel sometimes. Where you're like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm the hero, but I need some money.
He walks into a villager's house and they have one treasure chest in their house that has exactly 100 rupees.
You just walk in and take it. And they're like, wait a minute.
And he doesn't even acknowledge it. He just talks to you. Oh, the crops are doing very well this year.
Da-na-na-na.
As you can see, by the stolen money.
That's why I want to hold on to Remus's spellbook, because I feel like if he's alive, I just want to give it back. I don't want to sell this book in like a back alley.
Let's say you did find him, and let's say you wanted to escape with him, for example, from whatever situation he's in. You wouldn't be able to cast spells without it.
I feel like it'd be a good thing to give him. Here you go. I brought your book with me. And for whatever reason, your gilded writing set if you want to write more stuff in the book.
And I have his sword, so if we see him, I'll just hand it over.
Well, we're level 8 now, right?
Wait,
Yeah, I was gonna say, does that with the automation gone, do the numbers on the character sheet still change? Like
the numbers on the character
a lot
sheet
of-
still change, so all that stuff still works. Don't change
Okay.
anything on your character sheet specifically.
Okay.
Just let me know if you have any choices that you need to make, and what choices those are. Like I think Bianca, you and I spoke about. You
Yes,
wanted
sir.
some stuff.
I get
Yeah.
just a feat.
At level 8, people who aren't multi-classed get an ASI, ability score improvement. They can choose either a feat or +2 to 1 stat or +1 to 2 stats.
You say this campaign caps out at level 11?
No, it caps out at like level 12, I want to say.
Okay. Oh, 12, okay.
And
Because
so
I have...
these last, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, these last 4 levels are going to take a while to get. Like, I don't think you're going to get to level 12 until like you're ready to go to the final dungeon. Which, who knows how
I
long that'll
can-
be.
This is the last chance I have to bump my strength up to 20, but I don't... One, that's kind of boring, and two, I feel like I'm pretty strong already with 18 strength. I rather get a feat that's more interesting. But, I mean, plus 2 strength's pretty good.
I'm gonna go
Hey, what are you doing?
multi-class.
Into what?
I'm gonna be fighter.
Maybe a warlock fighter?
Nice.
Yeah.
You've been kind of a fighter the whole time, so I guess that makes sense.
I'm gonna go Echo Knight.
Is that
I
what
think
is
sounds-
Echo Knight?
It sounds cool. I don't know what it is, but it sounds cool.
Is that what it's called, John? Right?
Sure is.
Could wield a cool ass sword. Because
I-
you're a
Now
fighter.
I have an army of echoes.
you are now a level
Nice.
7 warlock, level 1 fighter.
Oh yeah.
As
I'll be
a
so
fighter,
punchy.
you get. You now wear medium armor. You can use shields. And you get
Yes.
think your hit points go up by D10 instead of D8, so you get 5 hit points. Plus your
Yeah.
constitution with 1, so you get 6.
I would have been successful if I would have rolled that good roll right there.
Nobody else drank that thing except for me.
I would have had Domo and you sleeping.
Domo, it was like even before you bought the second bottle of wine, Domo was like, "I'm drinking water."
I
Yeah,
thought
'cause,
you took
like,
a sip when I convinced you. Are you kidding me?
No.
Domo
No.
raised the glass to like cheers and then drank water.
and then he
Like
put
he
it
said
down and
that.
drank water. Yeah.
Uh,
There's also like, what was it? I think like the session prior, I think like when Chimera gave Domo the location of the cave, you were out of earshot, totally different room. I think I like told Domo, I was like, I think Cynthia's gonna do something stupid and we gotta keep an eye on him.
Yep.
So that's why both of us were like, nah, we're not drinking tonight.
See, Zip was thinking like, if Zathir had just come out and said what he wanted to do, I would have given him the cloak that made you like better at stealth, so he can go and do that. But instead, he drugged me.
Yeah, also, like, I was on standby to cast. Also, I was on standby to cast Gaseous Form on you,
Yeah.
but you made a fucking riot, and I was like, well, you're gonna get caught now. Like, if you kept it to yourself
Dad.
and had like a silent reaction, I would have been like, okay. And
Hold
then
on a
cast
second.
Gaseous
Who
Dad.
Form.
barged into the door? It wasn't me. I didn't barge into.
I opened the door. I live there. I live there. It's
So-
fucking normal. Also,
So I was still
your
outside.
dad answered the door.
Yeah, which was the key. Yeah.
Yeah, he answered the door, not me. I was dragging you along though, like a kid by the ear. I was like, all right. But I was gonna cast Gaseous Form on you, and it lasts an hour. If you behaved during that interaction, I would have been like, all right,
If you
have fun in the
behave.
mansion. Yeah, but you had like a freaking panic attack, so I was like, nah, you know what? You're gonna meet him. You'll know. Cause I feel like mechanically for like the rest of the session, if we left Boulder's Gate and you didn't meet your father and you didn't interact with my father, that you would have just been like every chance you got, like gung ho until we got on the ship, trying to like poison us or trying to go see your dad. Like you would be so unresolved as a character. So I was like,
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
agree with that.
You need to see it to believe it.
You have to do something. Otherwise, you're gonna be like, yeah. Even if you leave, you're gonna be like, I gotta get back there. I gotta get back there
Even
right
just
now.
even just like meeting my dad and then seeing him instantly counterspell me, like what? Like that should be. It's like I yap, but actions speak so much louder than words.
No, like that. So, like
And
after
he
that.
read your mind. Like within like one interaction, he read your mind and he counterspelled me, and laughed at your face, and still maintained the disguise on your dad.
Yeah. I mean, whatever was planned, like I thought that would occur like right there at the gates. So like whatever you had planned, I didn't think you were gonna like barge in. Like
You did want
that.
to see your dad.
I
I
did,
didn't
but
barge in.
I was also shocked
I
that you
just
locked
let
the
him
door
open
and
the door.
he was the one who
Yeah.
answered. It's like, oh, he's just there.
like
Yeah,
I was just trying to figure a way to set it all up where Domo and Sif were like at us. Like we could have left them asleep at the inn.
That never would happen. Domo was too wary, for good reasons.
It didn't work in my favor.
Because when I went to the dinner on my one-on-one session, you know, like, your dad's literally a butler, so he's the one answering the door. And I think, like, I messaged John on the side, like, what are the chances that if I just go up to the front door with Zathir, that his dad would answer the door? And John was like, you need to do some rolls, and I'm like, alright, I'll take that chance.
Yeah, so that's why I had Matt roll that D20 or D100. Because
Oh, yeah.
if you roll a 1 to 5, somebody else in the family opens the door.
Yeah,
Yep.
Bianca
And
rolled
that
that.
would have been so much worse. Yeah. It could have been my sister, and then that would have been adorable. I've been like, oh, okay.
I just like sit there doing obviously shady shit and being like, "Why don't you guys trust me?"
Why don't you trust me? What have I done?
Guys,
Well,
even after getting caught, it's not poison. It's sleeping potion.
it's like sleeping pills. Zephyr understood your guys' reaction towards like just going over there as like, no, this needs to be planned out. And it sounded like from Zephyr that you guys were more, no, we got to get you ready and strong before we go there. And you kind of showed that it was kind of like hopeless to go.
Yes.
Zephyr
Go on.
didn't want to believe that because obviously his life goal is to make sure to see his father again.
But that's you just said it. It is your life goal. The life goal.
Right.
It's a longer term period that might involve getting even stronger than you are now and coming back and fulfilling this lifelong goal.
No, I totally understand, but obviously, if that is a life goal and he's literally like right beyond that wall,
Yeah, it's hard.
Zatier's gonna take that chance.
Doesn't make things more dramatic now.
I mean, Zatier's gonna be fine on the journeys forward. I just thought this, this is gonna be his crazy to show that he's a little nutty about his life goals.
Is he going to be fine? He's still dying.
Yeah.
Still,
You've got 2
pulling-
months left to live.
Oh yeah. Besides that,
Besides
Besides
that.
that.
For the rest of his body.
besides his body dying.
His
What we need
brain
to do, I'm not sure. So John, how is Nina's schedule going forward? Is she gonna be like not very present?
I
Because she's like
think,
a lot more busy.
well, I think the only reason this week we couldn't play is because tomorrow is a friend's wedding. And so usually she would have like a Thursday evening kind of off. But I'll have to I'll have to ask her after this call to see what this week she can play.
I want to do some Kai stuff. I feel like we've done no Kai stuff this whole like campaign.
Who is Kai?
True.
Like, there's
Exactly.
so much lore.
Yeah, I got stuff waiting for Kai.
I hope when we go to that spot in the ocean with the what is it? The
Maelstrom?
Marin? Maelstrom.
I want to go to the Maelstrom. Yeah, the big thing has been
Like-
there for the whole game.
It's just
Oh,
all Kai lore.
All
All
Kais.
the-
Kai.
Everyone's identical Kais.
Maybe the Kai
The
Yeah.
Marrow City, though, is like
Yeah, and we
close
lose
by,
her.
right?
Well, now we kind of seeing how the like involved with the story. They're directly connected to the Cult of the Kraken. Kinda
Yeah,
like
they seem
works.
pretty central.
Yeah,
I
So
want to give Nina something to do.
we're gonna be seeing them as soon as we get back out in the ocean. I feel.
Watch, they're gonna spring out of the ocean tonight to kidnap you.
You might let them take you, Zathir.
Come on, forgive
Aw.
Zathir.
Come
He-
on.
He's just desperate. He's a desperate old
free-
man.
Got free bread and wine after I poisoned you.
That was an expensive bottle. Very expensive.
I took that bottle too. I'm gonna give it to my father. Be like, oh, by the way, a little sorry gift.
Yeah, Sif did honestly appraise it, and it was like 1 point better than the previous bottle of wine, which was also just fine.
I'm gonna Joe Pesci the wine. Be like, the fuck is this shit?
All right. So,
Oh.
those of you who have choices to make, let me know what those choices are before our next session. I will to Nina, see when she's available for next week. And
To make things easier for John, do we have a tentative idea what we want to do next? I mean, obviously, actually, yeah. What do we want to do next?
Get the fuck out of Boulder's Gate.
We're we're definitely getting out of Baldur's Gate.
I believe
I mean,
you
this-
guys spoke about
We have a lot of things
there's
to
a
do.
lot of
is the
stuff to
thing.
do. I remember, Bianca, I think last session you were talking about going to the Warlock script, which is the first step in your legendary weapon quest.
Yes, I also wanted to speak with the Astorian. That's been like something I've been waiting to do with Cora.
Sure.
I don't know if that's gonna be feasible now, but if there's any slim chance, yes. I'm also wondering if interacting with my father would be like a one-on-one session or like a quick thing that could be done next session.
I would say we could definitely do a one-on-one session for that. If anything, we could do like, because it's not like insanely late. I would say if you wanted to in the one-on-one session, you can have you and Quora go speak to the historian, get the information you need, and then go back to your house, handle that, and then we'll take it from there.
If we're gonna do a one-on-one before I leave, or I guess before we leave tonight, is it possible for me to transfer my Gem of Seeing to Sif's inventory?
Sure. I think you just click and drag it onto him.
I'm rich.
Sell it.
Huh?
Leave her
Don't
behind.
you,
Buy a-
don't
buy
you
a
dare
giant
do
slayer.
that!
We're gonna buy so many fishing boats.
Wait, why is he holding that?
Because I don't
What,
trust
do you
you,
want
bro.
it?
I dropped it, and Sif, you better pick it up. I'm
Say
gone.
no. I can't click on it. It's too far away. It's miles away.
It's right there.
I know, but I can't click on it.
It's on top of you.
Oh, there it is. Damn.
Okay.
Alright, Sif will take the first ship out of here and find a way to sell this very expensive trinket.
Oh, shut up. No.
I never wanted to be a hero. I wanted to be rich.
I will also
I know
say,
the perfect guy.
because I really liked what was going on there between Zathir and Chimera, I thought that was like a really good moment for you. I'm going to say you two are now bonded as well. You have a level 1.
Oh, nice.
So now when you assist
What
each
is that?
other, when either of you assist the other person in skill checks, you give that person a +1 bonus to that skill check.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
That is
Matt, you
cool.
have basically the same bonus that me and Devin have
Sweet.
if we're within proxy. Oh, gosh. It's gonna suck when I die.
Yeah.
You'll
Bummer.
both not have any +1.
A lot more money.
God.
Yeah.
I gotta reach out more to Domo, that's what.
Sorry about it to keep making friends. This is also, it's a cooperative thing. It's not like I need to get ahead of everybody. I need to get more bonds.
Be friends with me, damn it.
Yeah. Don't talk to them. Don't talk to them. Talk to me. Look at me. Look at me. Look.
Domo, be friends.
You got
You
a
know-
lot of work to do to be friends with Domo. From me.
I didn't confirm nor deny the poison was in the wine.
Yeah. Who knows? I might have just been like lightheaded.
Imagine next session, Zathir just gaslights the shit out of the whole situation, and he's like, "No, it's not poison. I promise."
Except I
It was
didn't know you were
it was
anemic.
DQuil.
It's
Aw,
just
man.
medicinal stuff. It was indica in liquid form. Cool. Good sesh, everyone.
Good session.
Hey, John, if I wanted to pick up the telekinetic feat, the way we could try to make that work. It's pretty good, but I don't know how to make that
Telekinetic,
work.
huh? Let's see. You learn it, you just do it. Jesus Christ. All right. You increase.
I attacked 3 times now on 5th level.
I don't think that's how that works.
That's not how it works.
You attack 3 times
Yeah.
with like you have a bonus action and 2 attacks. You mean, right?
Yeah, I have 2
Oh
attacks.
yeah, yeah,
and a
yeah. That
bonus
is how it
action.
works. Yeah, so you gain 1 attack extra. Got it. Let's see.
Yeah.
Telekinetic.
Not saying I'm gonna take it, but it is on my list. I made a list of all the feats in the game. Like the last time I was able to get a feat,
I mean, there's no
and this is on
prerequisite
the
for it.
top
So
list.
like, sure, I guess there's no reason you can't get it.
I'm gonna really have to think about how this happens if I choose to take this.
Yeah, you got to tell me how you get it. What a bizarre feat.
Yeah,
doesn't
you just
seem like
you
a
just
feat.
become
Oh yeah,
telekinetic.
you just become psychic.
Wake up one
So
day like, must have been
cool.
what I ate. I had a really good dinner last night, so I guess I'm telekinetic.
What comes with that?
You gain the Mage Hand cantrip and it's invisible, and I can buff my Wisdom by 1, and I can also telekinetically shove any creature I want within 30 feet of me 5 feet, and if it's an ally, they don't have to roll, so they can just move. So if I want to reposition somebody, I can move them around. Which seems
Nice.
tactically good, but a bit. I don't know how I'm going to justify having that on Tiff, so maybe I won't take it.
Maybe it could be like an RP thing, like where like I teach you some of my like psychic abilities, and you think of like ways to utilize them in combat, and then you could train me how to like be a fighter, and then that's how I get my subclass.
Oh, true, because you are just becoming a fighter, and you had to have some way to do that.
Yeah.
And so does Aether too. So I'm having a little school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
How
fighter
about you,
as
Domo?
well.
You want to get in here?
That's okay.
Yeah, I got fighter. I'm semi fighter.
I do gotta bounce though. I will catch you guys later.
All right, have a
Everybody
good night.
have a
I'm gonna
good
stop
week.
the
All right,
recording
guys.
here.
Later. Yeah, everybody have a great week.
Catch everybody
Yeah, good
later.
night,
I'll talk to you
guys.
next week.
See ya.